well, that was almost awkward. I clicked the go live button about like 20 seconds into that intro. But guys, look at where we are. Welcome back to Spoiler City, as I like to call it now. And we have, oh my God, so much crap to catch up on. I wish everybody in the room a happy new year. You know who all these people are. They've been on my channel before. Leo from Geekly Goods, Ryan from the Suit Up Geeks, and brand new Suit Up Geeks, Amanda from Candid Cinema, along with my good pal Jacob Hubbard. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year, baby.
Yeah. Oh,
2022. Can't believe it.
Can you freaking believe it? Like, we're already at that point where we're getting the Batman in 2 months.
Yeah, dude. Dude. Oh my God, it's right around the corner.
Jesus.
And the year can sing that 22 song by Taylor Swift. Now everybody can sing it and not feel bad. So we're good.
Facts.
I don't know about you. But I feel that, yeah, we're getting demonetized real quick. But yeah, hey everybody, yeah, welcome to everybody in the chat. Also, we're gonna be talking a lot of spoilers for all the latest MCU projects. We've got 3 projects to catch up on, so let's not waste any more time. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button. This channel is on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Somehow, some way, you guys are doing it. Hit that thumbs up button as well, and go subscribe to all these lovely people. I've left all of their info down in that snazzy little description box below. I got to say what's up to everybody in the chat. Of course, Luke Ponto just uploaded his review for The French Dispatch, a great Wes Anderson flick.
Nice.
Happy New Year to Andy Tulsky, my good pal on here. Christian, I wish I had a soundboard for you right now, my friend. But
hi, Christian.
All right. There we go. Got to say what's up to G. Colby P as well. Happy New Year to you, my friend. Thank you very much. Colby the man. Heck yeah. I know. Always popping through here. Love seeing you again. Film Lover 134. Thank you so much for stopping by again. Is this even a question though? I'm not excited.
You just
for
answered
Morbius.
it. You just answered it with no.
Right. Okay. Well, let's start with Ryan then. How excited are you for Morbius?
Bro, I can give one less of a fucking shit about this movie, but every time I watch the trailer, it bothers me because I don't know how the hell they're gonna connect everything, and I don't trust them to connect it well. And I wish I was doing shots of Fireball right now to clean my soul because Sony has just been doing us dirty with Venom, Venom 2, fucking that Spider-Man No Way Home post-credit scene. Boy, get out of here. I'm done with whatever they're trying to set up in this bump, whatever fucking universe they want to call it next year or this year.
Yeah, for sure. Jacob, are you excited for Morbius, or are you just sitting there like, I'm looking at this trailer?
Bro, I cannot wait for Scream. Like, I am so excited. It's in 2 weeks. It's in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Bro, Scream 5 or Scrum 5 or whatever they're going to call Scream.
It's just Scream?
5 cream?
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
5 cream?
Come on, man. That's perfect.
Oh,
yeah. Put 5 in the front of the word, and you have 5 cream. There you go.
I don't know why they didn't just make the S the
What a
5.
New Year's Eve did Zack have 5 cream?
I'm not excited for House of Gucci Vampire. No, I'm okay.
Stop it. We don't speak of
Most
that
of
movie.
us haven't seen it.
Please. We don't
Colby
speak of
is
that movie.
down with 5 cream.
Yes.
Sure.
It looks so good. It was
Hell
right
yeah.
there, bitches. It was right there. Like
I'm debating on what kind of lives y'all are living with 5 cream being such a
coffee. Leo, it's coffee. Relax.
Yeah,
Coffee.
relax. Okay, so here's the thing. It's set in a coffee shop, and then Ghostface has to come through right at the beginning and then just kill everybody, and then he's on the warpath,
He kills the bad customers.
he
Is
does the tasting of the 5 new espressos and takes them out.
Yeah, he
one by
kills-
one,
he
the
kills
ones he doesn't like.
all the people who are just mistreating the customer service workers out there. That's who Ghostface is going after. He's an anti-hero.
Yeah,
you know?
let's do
I
it.
was gonna say he's a hero right over here, my man.
Hold on a second though. Hold on a second. Speaking of anti-heroes, Colby just watched House of Gucci, Leo. Honestly, Jared Leto would have made a good Mario.
Dude,
I said that off the
Sub out
trailer.
Chris Pratt, baby.
Listen.
It's
Method.
Gucci.
As an
acting.
Italian, I was so offended by his performance.
It's like
It's
like
no.
are different things.
Please
You
God.
with the Gucci legacy.
I cannot.
One of the worst pieces of shit performances I've ever seen in my whole entire life, honestly.
And watch it get nominated.
Yeah, for sure. Watch it. Yeah, Jacob's right. Watch it get nominated, but
I will get pitchforks.
Of course, we're not here to talk about shit movies about or movies that belong in January rather, like House of Gucci, but we're here to make ourselves feel good. We're going to start it off hot. Spider-Man No Way Home is out in theaters. It's been out a couple of weeks now into the new year. It's already passed $1 billion in the global box office, which is fan-freaking-tastic. Best number of the pandemic easily so far. I am still looking forward to seeing it a third time. I know Ryan's seen it a third time, but you were telling me something before we started recording that you felt like you were just watching it for the first time.
Yeah, great. Honestly, I think that's the most rewarding thing with this movie is I saw it a third time yesterday and I sat down thinking like, oh my God, I'm not watching this for the first time because I was just in complete awe, just rewatching it the whole time and just getting the same emotions and feelings as I rewatch it every single time as I did from the first time. And I think that's like a fucking miracle in and of itself because you don't get that with very many movies. And ironically enough, I feel like one of the only other movies I get this feeling with is actually Spider-Verse. And it's ironic that they're both Spider-Man movies, but this movie just works on so many levels. And it's kind of weird. I feel like over on Twitter, people have been coming up with like some weird complaints towards the film, specifically one with like, oh, the way they cure them is too easy, which I find kind of odd. And people are complaining like, oh, they make all this shit in a high school lab. And I'm like, bro, Peter literally made his webs in his own science class in Homecoming. And Andrew Garfield made his own fucking web shooters in his bedroom. And now we're complaining about what science works. At least they put him in a science room. Like, what? But yeah, this movie is everything. Just so much fan service.
It really is. Really is. Yeah. I'll never forget opening night watching it in the theater myself. It was a euphoric experience. I can't really put it any other way. Jacob, I don't know about you, but this is honestly top tier Spider-Man for me. I know you love Spider-Man too a lot, but this might have topped it for me.
So, I mean, okay, so like I can't say it's my favorite just because I grew up with Spider-Man 2. So like I can't physically say this over Spider-Man 2. I mean, obviously it's good. I've actually seen it 6 times in theaters.
There we go, baby.
Yeah.
I said hello.
Okay,
because was a lot.
Good for you, champ.
So I saw it the first time. Wasn't my first time watching it. I got to watch it early because I used to work at a movie theater and they got the key active and they said, we'll come watch it. And I was like, yeah. And then I watched it in IMAX. And then the third time I got to watch it with a crowd. And that was experience. 4th time was a date. 5th time was my mom. 6th time was with friends. So
I love how you just slid that in there.
Yeah.
Just like sliding into the
she didn't watch any of the Spider-Man movies, so she was asking like everything. I was like, okay,
that's a fun conversation.
Like,
thank God I watched it 4 times beforehand before that.
Yeah, have to explain everything. How do you explain this movie to somebody on the street, Amanda, who's never seen a Spider-Man movie before?
I would literally tell him to go home and just binge watch everything because no one has time to sit there and break everything down.
Yeah.
I went with a friend of mine who didn't watch Garfield's Spider-Mans. So I had to kind of explain that. I had to explain Daredevil. But my cousin watched all of them. And then after this, it's kind of like he gained like a new appreciation for Garfield, which is so amazing because his time was cut short, as we all know, and he's such a good Spider-Man that he deserved another chance. Like, he's absolutely phenomenal. I went to the earliest showtime possible. I think we all kind of did because, hello, spoilers, who the hell wants that? But that crowd, I think that was one of the best crowds since I've had since I think Infinity War. So it was the equivalent hype level. And then the entire third act, like, I just cried.
I would honestly say that's my crowd was better than like both Infinity War and Endgame for me on my end. The opening night crowd again, just freaking awesome. Shout out to anybody who may be watching this who was in the theater with me that night. But Leo, I know just like Jacob said, you grew up with Spider-Man 2, but do you think this tops Spider-Man 2?
So I've been kind of back and forth, bubbling around Spider-Man 2, Into the Spider-Verse, and this movie as my number one. Like literally, I'm waking up on Monday and I'm like, Spider-Man 2, it's Spider-Man. I'm waking up Tuesday and I'm like, well, no. I'm thinking it's No Way Home. Honestly, I can't decide, man. It's still stuck on my letterbox at number one. And on my official Spider-Man ranking, it is number one. But I don't know, Rand. I love those top three so much that I think I just want to call all three of them my number one. Spider-Verse is they each have their own strengths and weaknesses that I just feel like makes them number one worthy. At least Spider-Verse and No Way Home do, probably for the collective. But I mean, look, just like Jacob grew up with Spider-Man 2, dude. I was in the theater for Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, amazing, all of them. So it's kind of hard to let go of some of that like nostalgia. But man, dude, No Way Home brings them all together. Like getting them all on screen together, I think is probably any superhero fan's dream. You don't even have to say you're like a Spider-Man diehard fan. You know, even if you roll with DC, that was a treat for you. Okay, like I mean, seriously, it. And what was a little bit weird is most of the time I'll go to a premiere a little bit early, and I did this time, but I didn't think it was quite as fun, to be honest. Like, of course, I got out and I was like surprised and amazed, but I needed that crowd, bro. And I was sitting up there with like 5 critics, and they're all like, "Oh, cool." Like the opening night crowd's like screaming, getting out their seats. I'm like, dude, I need to be around the fans, bro. But seriously, one of the most memorable movie-going experiences ever, and one of the best superhero movies, period. Like any comic book movie, one of the best.
It's everything I ever wanted out of a Spider-Man movie and then some. And I'm someone who grew up with Spider-Man 2 also. Just like, and you know, it gave me everything I wanted. And you know, we've touched on them briefly, like, you know, throughout, you know, just this whole powwow here. But let me start off first by touching on something that Amanda said. Freaking Charlie Cox was Peter's lawyer. I freaking knew it the whole time. I freaking knew it. Like, I remember sitting in the theater as soon as he popped up on screen. It was kind of silent for a little bit. I audibly screamed, "No way!" And then the people sitting in front of me were like, like I'm gonna allude to Cisco, who is sitting next to me, my buddy. Shout out to you if you're watching this from the Spoken Misc, but he had to calm me down quite a bit opening night. You know, it was, and that was the big one there. But Jacob, man, what'd you think of Daredevil? What'd you think of him popping up?
So when he first popped up, when I saw his hand in the cane, I knew it. I knew it right away. And unfortunately, when I also saw that frame, I was like, "Oh shit, those leaks were real." Because
oh
my god, the rest of it were real.
I was like, "We're gonna see Toby." Yeah.
You know who you are.
It was really cool. And honestly, I had someone tell me like he was such a waste in the movie, but like, guys, like, this is a Spider-Man movie. This is just a showing of like, hey, he's in the universe, then go away. I don't need him to be in the movie for much longer. I loved his little joke with the brick catching it and everything. It was kind of funny. I mean, I chuckled, but my whole crowd like died. But like me, I chuckled. But like, it was perfect. Just 1.5 minutes of just he's in the universe. It was good to see him.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I just can't wait to see if he's going to be in She-Hulk, or if they're going to bring back his show, if they give him a movie.
He should be in She-Hulk.
I say, because that's all dealing with the lawyers.
He's been rumored in it.
Yeah, that brings me to a great question I saw from Andy that I really like. Do y'all think Daredevil was just a cameo, or do you think it's going to go somewhere?
Oh, it's obviously going somewhere.
Yeah,
obviously.
You can't pop him in like that and then
especially
go away.
With the same dude from the Netflix show. You like if he was like a one-off character, they probably wouldn't give a shit about rehiring Charlie Cox.
I mean, I hate that Kevin Feige literally announced, "Oh, he's going to be in the universe" 4 days before the movie came out. So like,
Amy Pascal forced him to do that.
I think they really didn't give a shit at that point, though. They're like,
"Did y'all see Amy's hair? Did y'all see Amy's hair? Hell no, they didn't give a shit." Poor thing.
Her hair is full of secrets, guys. It's full of secrets. Okay.
Bro, Amy was looking like Dr. Octavius in Spider-Verse, bro.
Oh my god, dude. I'm like, I'm just sitting here thinking, you want to talk about spoiling and dropping your whole load, you know? Like,
oh, dude. They dropped the fattest fucking load in Hollywood history. Like, literally, all over Hollywood. The load just went all over Hollywood and America in this world. And it just sat on there until we watched the movie.
Felt it. It felt pretty good, man.
Yeah. No,
visuals right now.
I know.
I'm just like envisioning what he's saying.
I did not need these visuals.
Just sitting there for 6 months as John Campea keeps telling us what's going to happen.
Yeah. No, expect. I mean, I'm hoping no more of that happens in, Multiverse of Madness or.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I would mute those tags.
Actually, mute a certain somebody whose initials have the same first 2 letters as Gravy. Mute that person because she has definitely been spoiling a lot of movies.
Yeah.
The Flash.
I already blocked said person. Someone ruined Venom
They
for
already
me,
blocked
so
me,
I
so I'm
blocked
chilling.
said person.
Well, I mean, not that there's
walking
much.
into Venom, y'all. Walking into Venom, scrolling through my Twitter feed and got spoiled. Hit
I
that
hate
shit
that
right there.
so
I was like,
much.
oh,
I mean,
wow, that's a TV screen of Spider-Man on it in a Venom movie. Wow, what's up with that?
Not like there was anything to ruin about Venom that wasn't already. But anyway,
Let's not go there.
We'll be
Let's
ruin
not go
Venom.
there with that post-credit scene.
Yeah, Jeff said he hasn't seen Daredevil, but now he's interested. I recommend it.
Watch it.
Absolutely.
Definitely what?
You know,
Especially if
everybody-
they continue this version.
everybody
Or
in
that
this
version,
room.
I should say.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Not the version with Batfleck. No, don't do that.
Hey,
one from 2003.
Hey.
So did anyone else find it funny that Jon Favreau was in the scene with him?
Yes.
I was watching.
God,
I'm like,
yes.
This is so funny. Like I know a
the
lot
best.
of people won't understand this, but it's so funny seeing the
Yeah.
guy who played Foggy in 2003 with Ben Affleck,
So
who
meta.
went on to play Batman,
Yes,
is
sir.
now in the same room with the dude who plays Daredevil from 3 years ago.
It's so
Like
great.
it's so funny. So
Yeah.
funny.
I gotta admit though, Michael Clark Duncan was a
Freaking
pretty good
crazy.
Kingpin. He's not Vincent D'Onofrio, but
No, yeah, I agree.
but he
though.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in
Yeah,
peace.
may Michael
Yeah.
Clark Duncan rest in peace for sure. He was great, but Vincent D'Onofrio. We'll get to him later. But Luke actually did mention some of my friends had to log off Instagram to avoid spoilers for
Is
No
that
Way Home.
bad?
Yeah,
I had to do that for
Mhm.
Endgame. I had to do that for
Yeah.
Endgame. And I still got spoiled.
Loki
Oh,
did
man.
too. Going into the theater because this one kid was crying and he was like, "Oh my God, Tony Stark!" And I'm like, "La la la la." I'm like, "Don't say anything." I almost got spoiled. I was like, "Yo, I'm walking
hate
into
those
this
kids.
theater. Like, come on."
Moral of the
I
story:
hate children
don't.
that do that.
You know.
Moral of the story: don't talk about movies, the big movies that you don't want people
That's
like
it.
to
Just don't
like.
say it.
I
You-
have
you
the
get-
I have
you
the
get
best
that, right?
story. I have the
Like-
best story for that.
Oh,
Actually,
no.
if I can tell that real quick.
Uh-oh.
Go
When I
ahead,
worked at the
man.
movie theater, I did work there for years. So during, what was it? It was not Endgame, Infinity War. It was Infinity War. The guy came out of the IMAX. We had a line waiting for the next
no.
showing.
No.
The guy came out.
No,
I'm
don't
not
say
even
it.
fucking kidding you.
Don't
I don't
say
know
it.
who he was talking to. He came out and did this. Captain Marvel. You just said it. He just
Oh.
walked out and said it.
I thought you were about to say he
Oh.
spoiled them all getting snapped.
That's what I.
Right.
But
thought they were talking about
Well,
Captain
then
Marvel.
a little boy in a Spider-Man suit came out saying,
Oh
So,
no.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
who
that's a
does
spoil
that?
though to figure out who got snapped because Spidey doesn't in the comics. So damn, that's a
Yeah. So
Spoilers.
yeah, everybody watching, don't spoil shit. Moral
Yeah,
of the
guys.
story. There you
Come on,
go.
be nice to your fellow person.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But we were talking about curing villains a little bit ago. Who would you say, just going around the circle? I'll start with Leo actually. Who do you think was the standout villain of the best, of all of them in this film?
Leo, I
It's a
swear to
tough
God.
one.
I swear to
don't
God.
you dare say Venom. He's in the-
wait, hold on. Before I start, what was that? Wait, what was that?
Go ahead.
That I'm gonna go Doc? No,
I know your
Green Goblin
name.
for sure. Green Goblin. I mean, let's be real, man. I love that they brought back so many nuances from the first Spider-Man film, like him talking in the mask. That, first of all, just seeing him on the glider, my theater was screaming. I don't know about you guys, but my theater was losing their ass. I mean, seriously, it was like Doc Ock got some cheer too, but when the foe showed up, my theater went absolute nuts. Look, we got references. We got a closer comic accurate Goblin costume. Even though it's not the exact costume, it still has the colors and the theme.
Yeah.
We got a lot more sinister Defoe here. And what I love about this performance is that it feels like he stepped right out of the end of Spider-Man 02. I feel like no time has gone by. I feel like this is a role for Defoe. So good. I mean, he stole the show when he was battling Spider-Man and they're just going through these floors together. Aunt May's death, rest in peace. That was such a hard scene to get through.
Yeah.
I mean, he just was masterful in this movie. So much so that, look, Academy ain't gonna do it, but if they wanted to nominate him for supporting actor, like I would be mad because Defoe was absolutely excellent in this movie. I do want to say that Alfred Molina was great too, and I love that they brought back Otto Octavius and that him and Toby's Peter got to have a moment. Love that connection and the mentor student finally, the cure happening for him, the happy ending that I think he deserved at least. And I think Jamie Foxx was pretty funny too. I'm glad they changed up his look because
freaking shout out to the homeboy Jamie Foxx. Him and I share the same exact birthday too. Shout out to him. But, great.
So good. Man.
Jamie Foxx was so much better in No Way Home. Like they did his character so dirty in Amazing Spider-Man 2 in my eyes. But the fact that he just wasn't fucking blue this time around,
So he came through blue, and I was like, wait, why is he blue, y'all? I seen that. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah. And he was funny too. He's like, we're just gonna pretend I'm not standing here buck ass naked.
The delivery.
Speaking of Willem Dafoe, what'd you guys think about the spider sense in this movie? The way that it was shot.
I literally said this to Amanda last night, bro. So fucking good.
Yeah. He was
best spider sense, dude. Literally the best interpretation of spider sense we've gotten in any Spider-Man film, dude. I literally
freaking loved it.
Okay, bro. So now that I've been studying film, dude, I nut over camera angles and the way this shit goes on. And bro, when I tell you, I've been trying to figure out how they go from the transition of when they're in the apartment right before May's death, and it goes from a handheld to a chest cam. So seamlessly. It's such good filmmaking. It
really is.
It really is, man.
John Watts honestly was kind of hit or miss for me the first two Spider-Man movies, but then his handle on the character this time around. Jacob, I don't know if you can attest to this as a film student yourself, but I honestly, with the way his film turned out this time around, I trust him wholeheartedly with the Fantastic Four now.
Yes,
freaking awesome.
I mean, I don't think people really when people really talk about his directing style. I would say in the first movie that wasn't really directing. That was more of let's just bringing Spider-Man his own movie. Now, I would say more of the scripts from the first two movies are more weaker than his directing. But I'll say this: in this movie, we got to see a really strong script with really strong direction and obviously some great cinematography. So I'm going to give John Watts some more credit. I've always said he's fine, but this movie definitely was okay, if you can handle this, then why can't he handle Fantastic Four? I mean, come on now. He just brought in 3 Spider-Man. He introduced a whole universe of Doctor Strange, multiverse, and everything. I mean, that's a lot on a plate for a movie. So, I mean, hell yeah, give him Fantastic Four. I'm dope. Give it to him. I have no issue.
Y'all catch the Easter egg, the Fantastic Four Easter egg?
No.
I did not.
Tom is on the roof with Zendaya, and they're talking his legs in the shape of a 4. I think that was definitely
my
meant
god.
To,
okay,
this is meant to hint something. I'm about to be the Fantastic Four director, y'all.
Or it's a guy there with his legs crossed.
Yeah, we're just sitting there.
Come on. Don't nobody sit with their legs crossed with the one leg here, their foot behind.
I do that all the time.
I think I do that when I lay down.
Before.
I do it all the time without even realizing it. Come on, I do it all the time.
Okay.
Nah, man. Nah.
This is turning into the Mephisto theories and WandaVision all over again.
Can I show
you?
Can I bring up an image? Would you allow me to show?
I mean, I'm fine with it. Yeah.
Let me see. I'm gonna find it, man. I'm gonna find it, y'all.
I'm gonna find it. Yeah, but can we all in favor? You guys think Goblin was the best villain too?
150%. I screamed. I literally screamed.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was low key rooting for him majority of the time when he was fighting.
Honestly, I don't even think Doc Ock was a villain in this movie, to be honest.
No, he was fun.
He really only came in for the bridge scene to be the villain, and then the rest of it up until they cured him, he was just wrapped up by the nanotechnology. So when people say he's a villain, I'm like, or the best villain in the movie, I'm like, are you talking about the Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2 or this Doc Ock? Because
it's like saying Dr. Jekyll is the main villain of Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
It's kind of a thin line there, but definitely curing Doc Ock there and turning him to the good side was one of the big things about the film that a lot of people predicted, because they saw him falling off the roof against the the beautiful yellow lightning, the Electro. Yeah, he was fighting Electro, and I was like,
cool.
Yeah, it did look pretty. It did look pretty. I agree. Yeah, no,
The
absolutely.
sand. It was just like, all came together. It looked good.
Yeah, but I have to agree with Andy, who has to admit that Easy Bake 3D printer machine was a bit convenient.
Disagree all the way.
Very convenient.
What? Why disagree, Ryan?
It's not convenient because they set it up in Spider-Man: Far From Home. Two, it isn't. Two, it isn't convenient because the Goblin stuff they made in the machine didn't work. So I find it weird that it's convenient when it's already been shown for what it can do. And even in Far From Home, they kind of explain a little bit of how it works. And I would definitely agree if you said this about this in Far From Home. But the fact that they set it up from Far From Home and they put it in this movie now, I don't find it a bit convenient. I just find it like, oh, they're just carrying it over from that film into this because it was in the Quinjet or whatever jet he was using in Far From Home. True. And so it seems pretty easy. He can just transfer it over into his apartment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, no, I definitely see what you're saying there, but I mean, I can definitely see the criticism, the other side of the spectrum as well. A lot of people might find it a little bit too easy, kind of like how people found Jungle Cruise's ending too easy. But I mean, that part.
What happened at the end of Jungle Cruise?
I've never seen it. So
CGI.
Lots of CGI.
I mean, I don't even remember. So that says a lot.
A Rock movie using nothing but CGI.
The Rock
Actually,
became
they were
a Rock.
sort of subtle up until that point, and then I was like, well, fuck, here's the budget.
I'm sorry, no Jungle Cruise slander accepted in this house.
I like Jungle Cruise, okay?
I had fun. I just don't remember it.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Good or bad.
Okay, I shared that image, Zach.
Oh, you did. You did. Okay, let me.
Here we go.
Let me.
Nobody just plainly sit with their legs crossed like that. Nobody.
I literally
watched. Where did you? Where did you save it, Leo?
StreamYard.
It's on StreamYard. Oh, yeah. I see it. Yep, I see it. Perfect.
I literally sit like that all the time.
Get out of here.
I do. I do.
Look at that shape of a fork.
I even sleep like that, okay? I even sleep like that.
Okay. On my carpet like that.
And then, yes, no, I definitely see the 4, but then if you look at Zendaya, you know, the way her arms are, kind of looks like an F also. So, I mean, it's clearly...
you heard it here first, fam. You heard it here
very much.
Zack, I love you, baby.
we're very much reaching, my friend, but
like Mr. Fantastic.
Yikes. Okay,
my jokes
that's
are bad and
bit of a stretch.
you found the champion here.
I tried.
Speaking of stretch, I kind of want to talk about something that surprised me a little bit. Was kind of Aunt May's death. Very, very sad. The Green Goblin coming through after that apartment fight scene, absolutely brutal. Reminded me of the end of the Raimi films. And then apparently doesn't look like the glider hit her. She comes out with her great power comes great responsibility line, with a little bit of change, and then she just dies, you know, and Peter's losing freaking everything here. But guys, did you hear any tears shed? Brian, did you hear tears shed?
I heard a tear shed when I got this spoiled.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he did.
This is the one thing I got spoiled for the movie, which arguably I wasn't too mad about because I kind of assumed it, especially in the trailer. You could just the scene that happened and watching in the trailer, you can kind of just tell there's really no way to manipulate it that I could think of unless they pull like a Infinity War where they just make a scene just to put it in the fucking trailer. But it was relatively the same. Honestly, my one problem is I don't think they gave enough development as a whole over the trilogy, but I think they stuck the landing, ironically enough. I think the way they did it was super strong, super emotional, and super powerful. And I kind of like the way that they made the trilogy, his origin, and having the famous with great power comes great responsibility line, using that to kind of edge him over to being the Spider-Man and not Spider-Boy, because we do see, I'm not going to say Iron Man Jr. shit like that. They even make a joke about it. They literally reference it in No Way Home on a fucking news cover. So guys, get that fake bullshit out of here. They've already confirmed that he is not Spider-Man Jr. anymore. And I think they really used that quote to the best possible extremity within this movie, because I feel like with the Garfield films and the Maguire films, or specifically the 2 intro films, the first ones, is they kind of just play it the same, where he dies relatively early, ironically enough, both by gunshots, ironically enough, both by a robber, and Peter finds him bleeding out on the ground. The only difference is Andrew Garfield's Uncle Ben had no supporters around him as he was dying, but that's besides the point. I really love what they did in this movie, though, and just going back to Tom Holland, such a great fucking performance. I mean,
yes,
what I love what John Watts did specifically in this scene as well is he holds on Tom Holland so long, and it allows you to just like feel that emotion, and just having that revelation of Peter just going through the motions of like, oh, she's safe. She gives you the speech, and then she drops down dying. And a lot of that, it's just John Watts, just the writing. They really knocked it out of the park with all the emotional beats in this movie.
Oh, for sure.
Is Tom Holland's best performance, easy, for sure.
Oh, not 100%. Even as Spider-Man, but I think in general,
his whole career.
Performance.
Yeah, definitely way better than Chaos Walking, that's for sure. Right, Amanda?
Well, can you remember Chaos Walking?
I didn't watch Chaos
Unfortunately,
Walking.
I do remember it.
We will miss Hot AMA, though, Tyler. I will always miss Marissa Tomei as Hot AMA.
I love
her. No, at least,
you.
Here's the thing. I really respected that they didn't treat Aunt May as like a sex symbol this time around. Like she actually comes off like a legit parental figure, but it's
true. I was like, wait, the other Aunt Mays were sex symbols. I just understood.
Wait, can I bring something up that I actually realized yesterday? I'm sorry to cut you off. Oh, sorry, go.
No. I was just saying like this Aunt May was treated as a sex symbol.
My brain, I thought you meant the other ones were treated.
Oh, thank God.
No. We're not doing that.
I'm sorry.
We're not doing that. Not doing that.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, no, I think like just the whole arc is now complete. He's now turned into Spider-Man. Spider-Man instead of Spider-Boy. I mean, we saw glimpses of that in Far From Home, but it's fully complete here with the great power, great responsibility, all that jazz, which I'm sure Jacob was very, very happy to hear as a Raimi fan. So, I mean, I'm sure we were all happy to hear that. But
can I say something about that? I love that they altered that to be the actual comic book line, Amazing Fantasy.
Yes.
They actually pulled with great power, there must also come great responsibility. Just a nice little tidbit. And also, I just love revisiting this quote every single time because it is the last thing that Peter Parker hears before he becomes Spider-Man. Before he puts on the suit, he hits the streets. We see it with Aunt Ben in TASM. We see it with him in O2. This is the launch pad to make him Spider-Man. Because before that, he's letting robbers go and all that. And in Tom Holland's case, he's just a kid. He's in high school. After he hears that, he knows he has to suit up, hit them streets, and he's the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So I thought it was just so well executed. And that quote belongs in Spider-Man media. Like you can't have a Spider-Man like trilogy without that.
Yeah. Or
also,
go ahead.
No, with that, the placement of that scene and what comes after with the three of them, I think that's one of the most powerful scenes that I've watched this year between Toby, Andrew, and Tom, about them talking about Uncle Ben saying that quote. And then what got me the most was Toby finishing the line when Tom says it. And I was like, holy shit. Like the placement of this,
man.
It was like absolute perfection. I was crying because I'm like, this is the first time that this has ever happened.
Loved it.
Like no one has even attempted to do a multiverse level event like this and have like two other actors come in. And that's why like I'm going to go off on a tangent here, but
it's okay.
the people that are saying that this shouldn't be nominated for Best Picture, it bothers me because it's like, it's something that has never been done before. It is very unique and it just incorporates so much of like one character over the span of 2 decades and wraps it into a nice little bow. And like, that it should get nominated for Best Picture. I know that everyone's gonna
I would love that.
See this
I mean,
and
we'd
be
all be jumping for
but
joy, but I just don't think it's gonna happen.
I think he'll get nominated, but
it's like for me, it's like to the people that are saying no because of the film that it is. You've nominated other comic book movies before, so why is this any different? Like that's what's bothering me about it.
Black Panther and Dark Knight.
Like it deserves to be up there because it's unique, it's different, and it hasn't been done before. And it's like $1 billion at the box office, fam. Like,
not even 1.3 billion, baby.
It's going to 2, as we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Well, Amanda mentioned this, but we should just cut right to the chase, shouldn't we? The big reveal. No, it's all good.
Can I ask one question?
Yes.
This will blow your fucking mind.
Oh boy.
I am tired with these Spider-Man movies having wrong continuities.
Oh boy.
I bet none of you noticed it.
Oh god.
Did you guys notice the continuity?
Wait, what are you talking about? I'm sorry.
No Way Home's continuity. Not nudity, but continuity.
Wow, what No Way Home version?
This is gonna be a different kind of it's gonna reach Eternals. It's gonna reach Eternals intimacy.
No, but listen, get this. So this movie picks up literally at the end of Far From Home. Where did we see May and Happy at the end of Far From Home? With Peter right before he swung, when he got or when the Mysterio thing came out, they were talking about their relationship. And then now in the beginning of this movie, maybe 30 minutes later within the timeline, they break up and have all these issues that just came out of nowhere.
So wait. Does that mean their discussion was negative then? It sounds
probably
like
negative.
They could have like hooked up and be like,
no, she looked like they just fucked.
That's what I was about to say.
Maybe that was the last.
That was
like,
the first and last time.
And this is it. Like that might have been a sit down. Okay, Happy, it happened. It's done.
Possibly, but also I think about when Peter comes in. He's scammering around, stuff like that, and he's like, guys, I just want to talk about your relationship. I'm like, bro, you just tried doing that at the end of the last movie. Why are you trying to do it now?
It does feel like time passed, but I understand what he's saying. I get what he's saying with that.
I kind of like them revisiting though, because you put that quote back in, and it's like bringing it back around from the end of Far From Home.
Yes, yeah, probably. I mean, I never noticed that, but honestly, that was right at the beginning of the movie, and it's not something that I'll remember like tomorrow. But
I also forget that Matt Murdock is in the movie. To be perfectly honest, every single time I forget. You know why?
Huh?
Because it was so early.
I don't know why.
It was like 20 minutes in. I've been saying this. I'm like, so much happens after that. I'm like, oh wait, shit, Daredevil's like in this, and I forget. As much as I love him, I do forget because of the star power that comes.
You mean you mean this?
Yeah.
Let's just cut right to it, guys. We were all speculating that the Spider-Men were gonna pop up, and lo and behold, both Andrew fucking Garfield and Tobey fucking Maguire are in this fucking movie. Holy fucking shit! Wow, my theater lost it. I'm sorry. I'm like, I loved it so much. But like, Ned's like, I wish we could see Peter, and my theater kind of was like putting two together, and then I see a freaking figure in there. He's running through the portal, and then Andrew Garfield unmasks himself. I couldn't hear half of what he was saying because my theater was losing it. I had to go back a second time to really get all that dialogue, but it was, oh man, I loved it. But I was sitting there like, we have to get Tobey now, shouldn't we? And then he's like, and then Zendaya says something like, okay, I guess we just have to keep opening portals until we find the real one. And then again, Cisco had to calm me down. I was like, come on, give him to me. Give him to me. And then he goes through and just street clothes.
So
and
great.
Ned with the line of the century says, great, it's just some random guy. Who the fuck is this?
My heart, though. Like,
he has one better line. He has one better line later in the movie.
Yeah,
I love when he talks with Tobey and Andrew, and he talks to Tobey, and he's like, "Oh, what did your best friend do?"
Yeah, that's it.
Because it was so chill, and he's like, "Oh shit, okay."
You know what I love about that part? That subtle little moment where he just kind of like looks over at Andrew, like, "Do you have a better situation or what?"
I'm never gonna turn into a super villain and kill you,
dude. And then Andrew Garfield just pats his back, and he's like, "Yeah."
It's so cute,
bro.
Oh my god!
Sorry, This whole third act is so fucking wholesome, bro.
I love
Yes.
So
As soon
wholesome.
as they showed up,
The
it's just
entire-
100% from there.
Yeah.
Every interaction between the three of them is just wholesome as fuck. I hate to cut people off, but like literally
You're good.
this is the moment that will stick with me forever. This moment I'm about to say. This moment will always put a fucking smile on my face because you're watching, you're just like, God damn, bro, they did it. They pulled it off. And you're watching 3 generations of Spider-Man. And this scene I'm talking about is when they figure out how to work as a team.
Yeah,
They all
baby.
run. They put
Yeah.
the mask down. They jump off. And as soon as they jump, all 3 of them do the woo scream and then just swing off each other.
I love
Like,
it.
and then
So
they
funny.
land so iconically on top
So
of
great.
the statue. Bro, every time I'm just like,
And
I
then they
lit-
get
I
that
put you
Avengers. They get that Avengers pose on the Statue of Liberty's head.
I
like,
need a poster.
so great.
I need
Speaking of
a
Avengers,
poster.
freaking, that's
That
great.
line.
who are
What
they?
is that?
Are you in a band? I was
Are you in a
like,
boy band?
Yes,
Love it, man.
yes. Jacob, I know you were probably shaking your head when Tobey Maguire had no fucking clue what the Avengers were.
it was so cute.
It was just, I was just sitting there, like, honestly, like, I was so great to see him, but I just kept looking at his suit because I was like, oh my God, there's the
Yeah.
suit.
Right.
Like, I was literally
Yeah.
staring at his suit, like, the entire time.
Yeah.
But
And
obviously,
it looks
I mean,
so much better.
How did you
I
guys
know,
feel
like-
when he was like, "What you gonna go dressed up like a youth pastor?" And he
Dude.
just opens his shirt, and I'm like,
I-
"This is
Leo,
I'm
Leo,
not
I deadass
thrilled.
thought he wasn't even gonna participate in the third act with the way they introduced him for that.
Yeah.
I when
Thrilled.
they showed him
Ugh.
in his regular clothing, I'm like, oh my God, bro,
Little
are they really
nervous.
just gonna have Andrew be the only other Spider-Man and then have not Garfield, but Maguire come in, give like some speech about how he gave up that life and leave?
I
That
shit
literally,
you
that's
not.
what I thought they were gonna do.
I
Ooh,
shit
love
you
the
not.
best.
When he pulled it, I was like, "Oh my God, the
Yeah,
crush
it-
is back on
yeah,
top of
it's
Maguire." I
happening.
was like,
It's happening.
"Okay." It's just like
On-
one
on
pull,
Uncle-
I'm like, I was like, "Okay."
On Uncle Toby. The crush is back on Uncle Toby all
I don't
over the
even
world
care,
now. but,
fam. Like it was just, oh my God. It was
And he was-
unreal. His voice, everything, just it was perfect.
Can I ask you guys real quick? When he said
Go ahead.
the Avengers, that's great. Did anybody else kind of like think like, does he have an Avengers?
yeah.
Like 5 seconds.
Like, freaked out
Oh.
Yeah,
like a quick
for a
second. I was
split
like,
second. I
wait,
was like,
Toby has
"What?"
an Avengers?
Yeah.
Wait, spill
Yeah.
the tea, bruh.
Are we
His
actually
line
getting
delivery,
freaking?
though.
Are we actually getting alternate Tom Cruise as Iron Man now? I'm like, Jesus
We were-
Christ.
we were talking
Well,
about
I
it
was
in
just
the
talking
chat,
about that
yeah.
with someone.
Yeah, no,
My-
it was good.
my
Oh my
word.
God. It
I'm
would
like,
look
I'm-
weird in that. It would be like him, Tom Cruise, and then maybe you could throw Blade in there. You could have Logan, Wolverine,
Yeah.
one other person. It's like, oh, okay, that's a
Hell if
weird
I
kind
know.
of ragtag team of Avengers. Oh, the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Throw them
I'm
in.
loving this organic web conversation that you guys
Yeah.
have going on in the chat. This
good.
is freaking awesome.
I know.
Jacob, would you rather have webs come out of your wrist or would you rather just create your own?
oh, come out of my wrist. 100%.
Come out of your wrist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine you, like he said, he has to sit in a lab and make that. Like, why would you want to do that? You could just. Why would
Yeah,
you want to like, go
when
in
you
and
have
do
them
that?
naturally, but when you have them
Why would you wanna-
naturally, you can have a performance issue that he clearly
Yeah.
did. In
He
Spider-Man
did have
2.
an existential
when,
crisis.
when at least with the artificial webs, you can just be like, oh shit, I broke it. Let me just
Yeah.
make another one.
Yeah, but that takes time.
And you're out on the battle and you run out
And
of
6
gas.
months of
Damn.
depression does it? Like what?
Raindrops falling on my head, y'all.
Oh
something
my
was
Why
god.
you
was
say
okay.
it
It
like
was not
that,
really that.
right? Like,
Bro,
Where-
bro, did you not see emo Peter? The fuck?
yeah, it was fun. Spider-Man
Yeah,
3
Man,
was
that's Spider-Man
good.
dance is fucking cringe as
Where-
hell.
where-
but
Love
Where was Bully Maguire in this? Huh? Where was Bully? Where was the
They
bully?
had to hide that shit. They had to hide that shit.
It was under his red
Yeah.
suit.
Those videos,
Yeah, but I mean-
I can't of Toby. I'm sorry.
I feel like I'm with Jacob on this just because I wouldn't want to go through all that work. I mean, it'd probably be worth a doctor's visit every month to wonder like why the webs are coming out of weird spots. But it's like breathing. It just happens. That's all it is. So
I'd do it too.
yeah. But I mean, just their discussion on the Statue of Liberty and Andrew Garfield like feeling so left out, like how he doesn't like fight aliens or anything like that.
So cute.
And then
I died.
And
laughing.
All I fought was a man in a rhinoceros.
freaking
I died.
you
Jovan-
are amazing.
yes.
Yeah.
I was like, well, obviously, this is an Easter egg right here. I don't care if it's a stupid fan thing. Like, I'm something of a scientist myself. I don't care. I laughed at this.
I cried. We all said it in the theater too. It was like really funny. I was like, okay. You knew the lines, I guess.
Wait, hold on. I need this story. Did y'all say it in unison, or were you like actually?
But what happened? It was like it was the first part that Defoe said, and then the rest of us finished the line because we're like, okay, we got it. So it was funny. I was like, it was multiple times. Like there were other lines that were said, and it was like, why are we all saying it in unison as if we're supposed to know? But it was just funny. It was a good time for you had diehards at that early screening, so it was awesome.
Absolute diehards, and just like seeing the reunion between Toby and Octavius on the bridge so also was.
They played the Power of the Sun.
Oh, the score.
Yes. I was like, yes.
Thank you, Jacob. Michael Giacchino. I mean, I'm a little I'm a little bummed that I didn't hear like Danny Elfman's underscore in there, but I mean, the fact that Michael Giacchino like combined Doctor Strange's score in there.
You hear it?
Yeah, it's like
Elfman's in there.
Elfman has.
You heard it
when Toby and Sandman meet up. There's one cue, and then he has one. I think when they come on the screen, that's Elfman's score.
Yeah, they mixed it.
And they did it when
I must have missed that.
When Hawk and Toby, when they talked, they had it.
Yep, that's one.
When Sandman and
Sandman and Toby in the statue.
Yeah, they started.
When he uses the archive footage, I was like, oh
yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
I
noticed that too.
I'll listen more closely for that when I go to the theater next time because I must have missed that one.
Again.
Yes. Well, I mean, I'm planning
to go watch it again.
I'm planning on it already for sure. But yeah, I mean, Tyler said Andrew is the back cracking expert.
I mean,
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Toby allowed them to make that joke. First of all,
way.
We were talking about this, Ryan. We were talking about this. The fact
he wasn't about to come back for 2.
I mean, I think it's crazy. Like, no, this movie's fucking crazy. Like, if I had to explain like how my feelings throughout the film went, Matt Murdock showed up. My dad was sitting next to me. I elbowed him in the arm. Andrew Garfield showed up, smacked him in the arm. Tobey Maguire showed up, punched the fucker in the arm. And I tell you, literally different levels of excitement and a barometer. Like, holy shit, bro.
Were there bruises on his arm the next day?
Oh no, he's got muscles. He's fine.
Okay, all right, fair, fair. But I mean, that whole final climax, Leo, was just so freaking fun to watch. Like what Ryan was saying, they jump off the gimmick and they're wooing everywhere. That was like, woo! We're in for a good time, a freaking great time. And Toby was fighting the lizard, which was an interesting little combination there.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I was like, okay, I could have sworn it was going to be mainly Garfield going after the lizard, but he was focused on Max Dillon there. Mm-hmm. So it was, I mean, definitely interesting to see that. And the fact that Andrew Garfield was like, webbing up the lizard there. He's like, wait your turn. I gotta go for another one.
Cute.
Hey, Dr. Connors.
But also the fact that Andrew caught MJ was like one of the
legendary
greatest things.
I like the scene, but
they did it.
They could have edited it better.
They could have. I agree with you.
It was such a good moment, but it ended so fast. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying the speed at the way Gwen died, but like kind of in between where you kind of get that little speed of like him realizing like, oh shit. And like even seeing him push the materials out of the way to get to her. I'm like, that could have been like one of those cool Spider-Man 3 moments when he saves Gwen when she falls, where he's just using that as an obstacle to get further. I wish they kind of used that, but like still super heartwarming moment.
Man, when he's like reaching down, Tom is, and he gets hit out the way by the glider.
Like, oh, shit.
That's when we all knew we're like, what's gonna happen?
And Andrew, what I love about that scene is we just see him dive, and we see him like using his body to speed up to her, and it clearly shows that he learned from the last time.
Yeah.
Just how to actually catch somebody as Spidey.
So good.
Do not use the webs.
And you know what's crazy to me is like, okay, that happens in TASM too, but his signature move is literally throwing himself with his webs.
Yeah. It's honestly, that was a huge ovation from my theater. Like one of the top 2, I would say.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Going
you're
back
great.
to the moment when Tom Holland's Spider-Man swings them both up. what I love about that is I feel like Toby and Andrew's Spideys always needed so much support, and that was just like a manifestation of the support that they always needed, him bringing them up like they needed to be. Because this is like the conclusion for those two. They ain't, TASM3, hashtag make TASM3.
Okay, all in favor of TASM3, show of hands real quick.
I'm in favor, but like I'm not going to support it.
I need Venom. I need Venom and Andrew. I need that. I need
Gwen and Andrew in the. I need like Spider-Gwen.
Yeah, that too. I'm just saying, like, I would love to have Tom Hardy's Venom with.
I for one am good without Venom, but the fact
you guys suck. Okay, no, Ryan.
The way he leaned into the mic though and got all crispy about it, said, "I'm good, man." But you know, if you bring in Spider-Gwen and it kind of is a way to handle grief for both of those characters, she loses her Peter, he loses her Gwen. I think it'd be an interesting story.
I like that.
But I mean, the thing with Spider-Gwen, which I don't really think, like, I mean, if they get Emma Stone back for it, cool, but I'm not like holding my breath for it.
She has an Oscar. She ain't going anywhere.
She's also getting old.
Haley Steinfeld's also busy with something else in this universe, so you know, there's that.
Spider-Verse. Oh shit, yeah, Hawkeye.
Oh,
it clicked.
Honestly, I was just like trying to relate it to Spider-Man. I'm like, holy shit, she's in 2 like Marvel projects. She's on opposite sides of the coin. She's fucking working for Sony and working for Marvel.
I mean, we could bring Bryce Dallas Howard back.
I mean, technically, Tom Holland does.
Freaking star on the rise.
Not in like those 2 separate ways that she does. I guess you can say, because like she's not within that spot, but she also is.
She's like a completely different role. Both of them. She's in both universes. It's crazy.
So great. Yeah, she's a great actress. But yeah, no, Jacob, you don't want TASM3. Not to put you on the spot, but I'm like,
how dare you?
You like I said in my review, man. I know that was I almost said 6. It's 2022, so 7 years ago when Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out. The movie sucked. And I understand, like, now if they made a new one, obviously it's him now. But now this just shows he's a really good, like, role, like a good little role. Like, when he came, like, I'm going to tell you right now, I love Tobey Maguire, but Andrew Garfield stole the movie. Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man. I mean, yes, it's Tom Holland's story, but, like, Andrew Garfield really stole this movie. So how this movie concluded with him, like saying like I wish I had brother, like I'm glad I had brothers, and how he saves Zendaya, and how like
so cute.
To me, like if they bring him back, really cool. Like I will totally be awesome to see him in like Spider-Verse Part 2 if they want to do that. If they want to bring him for Multiverse of Madness, which I don't think they will, but like that would be really cool. I don't want an entire new movie. We kind of completed his arc in this movie from those 2 movies. And this, he was only in the movie for like 30 minutes. We completed the arc.
Did we complete his arc though? If you go back to the conversation they're having in the science room,
I was gonna say that the girlfriend,
Gwen's death, I feel like that'd be like the next step is saving MJ in this movie. This is just like fucking ideas that they could use or whatever. But like if they ever did do a third one, I think that'd be a good point to like alleviate his character into like being a much more friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, because he said he got pessimistic. He got sad. He was not the same Spidey that we know from 1 and 2. So I feel like that could be a good opportunity, like No Way Home was for the Spider-Man haters in Homecoming and like Far From Home, and calling him Spider-Man Jr., like kind of having that type of character development just in the Gwen Stacy character relationship and dealing with his own inner demons.
The only thing I'm scared of is like if they did do Amazing Spider-Man 3, which if they did do it, okay, who's directing it, who's writing it, and then cap it all off. Sony is in control, so we all kind of figure, okay, so does that mean we're gonna get Tom Hardy, Andrew Garfield? Does that mean that? Does that mean we're getting Morbius and Andrew Garfield? Does that mean we're getting like there's so many questions there? So I feel like if they made a movie, there'd be so many questions. So I'm not really sure. Like again, if they do it, cool. But I don't see it either way. I just don't.
Yeah,
I was on board. I think I was like sort of on board until you mentioned Morbius, and I was like, "Shit, man."
Hey, man, watch it be
true.
good. As much as I hate Jared Leto right now, but like, watch it be good.
Dude, fuck Jared Leto.
So
I don't like him anymore.
Real quick,
After
Ryan's a
Gucci,
witness.
sorry.
I thought that about Venom too, and
it was great, right? It was so much fun. You know, like it was good. It was good.
Leo, you can back me up too. I agreed with you on that one, my man. I'm like, you know what?
Number 8 on my worst of the year.
Whatever, guys.
You're like, okay, it might not be that bad. And
guess what? It's still getting a third one, so you know.
Oh, you know what? Why didn't Morbius do the Venom treatment? Just give us 90 minutes. What's up with it's 130 minutes, y'all?
No, oh my god, no, it's not. It's 147. It's an hour and 47, not 147 minutes. I had
Morbius is?
Like
yeah. So the picture that was going around is just like an estimated number. They always put 130.
Yeah, I saw 130. 130
yeah. 130 is like usually like a typical time because movies usually don't exceed that time limit.
Okay.
So it's always usually like a way to dictate that obviously it's going to be lower than that. But that's I've seen like that type of thing go around before.
Okay, yeah, Google says 148.
Google,
IMDb says 130.
Yeah.
Please be 148. That's all I'm asking.
The shorter the better at this point. So.
It's
about Let There Be Carnage.
Jacob, I don't know about you, but that's an hour 48 too long.
Yeah, it is.
A minute too long.
It really is.
We all know
by the way,
credit scene will be the coolest part.
By the way, too fucking soon, Tyler. Imagine if Andrew dropped MJ2. Jesus.
Oh
then
it's like, man, I'm a real fucking failure.
Then Colby, Tom would have tried to kill him too.
All right, so I saw a Reddit post.
We're rebooking now.
I saw a Reddit post theory where somebody was like, "What if the portal opened up the moment he was reaching to try to save Gwen, and he grabbed MJ instead and saved him?" I'm like, "All right, so Gwen just flats on the ground, I guess."
Shit.
It's the pavement.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah, Gwen just does a superhero landing, and then Wade Wilson is on the side going, "Woo, superhero landing!"
I need Deadpool somewhere. I miss him so much. I'm tired of Ryan.
I'm hearing rumors.
I mean, this movie almost kind of confirmed Miles Morales. I mean, hell, Jimmy Foxx said, "I want to see a Black Spider-Man." Like, come on, like there it is.
Like,
how much you want to bet the next Spider-Verse movie, the one coming out in October? I can't remember the title. I know it's just part 1, whatever.
Across the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse part 1. Yeah. How much you want to bet? Either in part 1 or part 2, Toby or Andrew or Tom show up, like voice something.
I mean, they try to get him for the first one.
I know that. So now in this one, they're told. I 100% believe they're going to be in that one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, well, I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, because besides Spider-Man 2099 and Spider-Man, the Japanese, I don't think any other new Spider-Man has been announced. So yeah, that'd be 2 new ones to throw in like they did with 2099.
Yeah,
better be.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're getting a college trilogy with Tom Holland in this new environment with presumably a new director because John Watts will be busy with a different little family there. But
they're getting a
Mark Webb, baby.
Yes.
Yeah, but
real quick, for that.
Let's discuss this ending real quick, just because Tom Holland ends up sacrificing himself, and it's like, listen, I've screwed everything up already, and he tells Doctor Strange, who, by the way, Benedict Cumberbatch was freaking awesome.
He really was.
Talked enough about him. He was so much fun, and he said, "Please, Scooby, do this shit," instead of what was in the trailer, and I'm like, that was the best. That was the best. It was crap in the trailer, but he upped the ante there, but. Yeah, Doctor Strange ends up casting the spell, and everybody basically forgets that Peter is Spider-Man, and he's, he goes into the coffee shop, and he says, "You know what? I'm going to be the responsible one, because I see that I hurt Zendaya here, big bandage on her face. I'm just going to back off for now." I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means that he's going to find a new flame after this, but, it's... I'm sure that romance will be addressed
Felicia
again.
Hardy coming in. I need Black Cat. I don't care. Sydney
okay.
Sweeney, Black Cat. Let's go.
Question. I got one question.
What's up, Jacob?
When he cast the spell, when Strange is on the statue, he cast it and Spider-Man swings off. When the spell happened, did she just I'm on the Statue of Liberty, there's carnage all around me, let me just walk away? Did she not question it? How does the spell work? Did it she just wake up in her bed? did I'm confused on when the spell happened, and obviously she forgets Peter. So she's like, "Oh, I'm on the Statue of Liberty. There's carnage everywhere. Let me just going home." Like that's the only part. I'm like, what happened there? That's my only little thing.
Not sure.
I would assume their minds get erased, but at the same time, they still know Spider-Man. So even if they don't know who Peter Parker is, I assume that they kind of remember the events, but they don't remember the interaction with Peter itself without the mask.
Yeah.
And Doctor Strange probably helped them off.
Right.
He was there.
Yeah.
Could have.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
honestly, that's just me thinking of something.
Yeah,
I'll
definitely
take
a
Yeah, right.
We need an answer, so that's the
we need an answer. Shipping Tom Daya, as Colby was saying in the chat.
Yes,
But
baby.
Leo, last question for you, because I know you're a very busy man indeed. But what did you think of this suit?
Very busy.
Oh my God,
This final suit,
legendary, y'all. Legendary.
Looks...
I mean, seriously, that's borrowing
so
the
pretty.
comic book suit, getting the blue on the sides, a little shiny too. It had a
shiny.
little shimmering
Yeah.
to it. I was like, okay, this looks good, but
so
I want
glossy.
a picture. I want a still, I want a hot toy. I'm like, give me a blown up HD, not from Twitter, picture of that. I want to frame that because it's so cool. And I see why he shot it that way, and I love that he has so many web shots. John Watts, man, through them 3 movies, he loves using the web stuff, the web series and the Amazing Spider-Man swinging scenes. He loves using that kind of stuff. So I love that little moment where he dives into the lens. Very much reminds me of the TASM 2 opening. Really good, man.
Yep.
That suit was fantastic.
Such a great closing shot too. And Leo, again, I appreciate you being on, buddy. Where can we find you before you
appreciate you having me, man. It's been great collaborating with you all. You guys can find me over at Geekly Goods on YouTube, and then at Leo Rydell GG on TikTok, Twitter, Letterboxd, and Instagram. Dude, thank you so much for having me. Anytime you want to talk Marvel, Spider-Man movies, let me know, and I'm there.
This will not be the last time, my friend. I appreciate you stopping by. So you take care tonight, buddy.
Hey, you too, bro. Thanks for having me. See y'all.
Totally, man. Night, Leo. All right, well, guys, what did you all think of this suit? Ryan, I know you loved it. I know you loved it.
Oh, dude, literally, if I had to describe how I felt again, going back to the busting over all of the planet, that's literally how I felt, bro. Literally, what from the moment the spell was completed, it just screamed Spider-Man. It screamed Spider-Man, and emphasis on the man part, because literally when they were talking about this movie, they're like, he's going to lose a lot. Homie lost everything. Literally, you could not do anything more to this character. Everyone forgot about him. The one person he cared about died, or parental figure, I'll say, died. He gave up his girlfriend. He gave up his best friend. He gave up his life.
Yep.
For everyone else. So fucking emotional. And the entire scene by the way, I want to throw this out there. Cool little fact. The apartment that Happy Hogan lived in, Amanda, you already know this.
I know.
Was the building I went to elementary school in.
No.
That neighborhood is the one I grew up in.
Yeah.
Wow.
I lived 2 blocks away my whole life
cool.
from where his building was.
That's crazy.
So you know the literally when they pan into it, you see a Long Island sign, right?
Yep.
Graduated right under that.
Wow,
dude. So when I saw that, I lost my shit. I just want to point that out there. But dude, that entire scene of them in the donut shop, by the way, best donut shop in New York. It's called Peter Pan's Donuts. Fucking go there. $1 donuts, people. But anyway,
$1.
Wow.
Literally so fucking emotional, dude. Just
$1.
He goes in there with a mission and he comes out of it with another life lesson, which is insane. He goes in there to kind of re-explain everything to MJ, but then he realizes what the cost of everything that happened within the past 3 movies did. And another great moment from Tom Holland. Dude, his face acting is so fucking good. You can just tell the realization on his face once he sees the cut. And you can see everything just rush into him. He realizes that their life is better off without him, regardless of how it makes his life.
See, going off of that, because that was beautifully said. For me, that's why I think that Zendaya and Ned and Jacob aren't going to come back, or like at least not in the next one. They're not going to be in the next one, because personally, when they hug it out at the end, like before, like they get their memory wiped, they were crying like a bit too hard. And like we've seen finales of shows, we've seen all of that where the actors' emotions kind of overtake the characters' emotions, and like it was just too emotional, and that could have been like their final scene, and realizing like that was their goodbye. That's the way I'm interpreting it. I don't think that they're both going to be in the fourth one. They could be in the fifth one because they are a part of the universe technically, but I just think that this is the perfect way to like make him go out on his own and just leave them there for like one movie. I'm not saying they're completely gone, but I feel like that was just a finality to the three of them.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, I feel like there's a long way to go, but I don't necessarily think Zendaya and
like a Pringle.
They're just gonna keep him single. No romance holding him back this time. But Jacob, Ned is probably going to come back as the Hobgoblin.
Nah. MCU's doing things so differently. And the fact of the whole scene in the science room kind of just clarifies that they're not going to do that. Because I think that was like a lot of our thoughts going into that first Homecoming film is Ned leaves. Oh my God, Hobgoblin. But yeah, I just don't think it's going to happen. The MCU's like really making their Spider-Man their own version. And they've kind of already said they're not, but
I mean, if they did do that, I'd be like, you're going to do it for a third time. Yeah. We've seen that not just in Spider-Man. I mean, other movies. I mean, we've seen the best friends become the bad guys. And I also just want to say the one thing about what you said about Zendaya not being in the next one, Amanda. I want that so bad. But Zendaya is too big of a star to also not put on that poster.
Unless she's filming Dune 2 and she can't.
They're gonna pull a Dune with her in the next Spider-Man movie, and that's what I think they're gonna do.
I'd be fine with that.
The next movie, they're gonna sprinkle it because they're going to MIT her and Ned for college, right? So why would you like set that up if you're gonna have her in the fourth film? So what I'm thinking is they're gonna kind of sprinkle a little bit of like what she's been doing. Maybe she's going to make like some big waves in like some new tech industry or some shit like that.
Perhaps.
The second film, she plays a little bit bigger role, but then the third film in the next trilogy is when it really all comes together.
I like it.
No,
write it.
It's great writing what we're saying. It's great writing, but we all kind of deep down know, especially just, I feel like what they're going to do, I feel like she'll be in it. He'll be the stalker that sits on the roof and like looks at her and like makes sure she's okay.
Like Amazing Spider-Man 2.
If they do the whole bull crap of like maybe she meets a new dude and he gets jealous and he's like trying to like do stuff to like mess with them, like he like they go on a date with each other and he like puts web or something like that. Like I could just see them do that kind of crap. Like she finds a new guy and he's jealous, so he's all like messing with him. I could just see it. I hope they don't do that. I would love to see like a Dune situation.
She finds Harry Osborn, who is played by Timothy Chalamet in this case. And,
you know, oh my God, they totally wouldn't do that. They totally will make him date him.
You know, be her new as long as no, I get you, but as long as it's not Dane DeHaan and his very slow, methodical talking.
I think he's a good actor. He is a good actor. He just doesn't get good roles, and I think I don't know. I can't.
It's kind of like Jared Leto with the Joker role. Jared Leto was good in that movie where he lost a leg because he was a drug addict. Whatever the fuck.
Requiem for a Dream.
Requiem for a Dream.
Sorry, that one.
Really good performance. Then you watch him in Suicide Squad and you're like,
no,
what the fuck?
He's great like going into like the mid 2000s. Like anything you watch him in, he's fairly good in. Requiem for a Dream is a great example. Panic Room is another great example. Why is that not on fucking Blu-ray?
Yes.
Jacob and I are looking for it.
It's not?
So
no.
It's got Kristen Stewart in it.
Why in Canada do they have it? I'm coming to Canada.
I'll go check.
Oh my God.
On Amazon, let me go check.
Oh my god, they really do. I'm about to freak out.
I hope, I hope that Panic Room's on Blu-ray. But in any case, Jared's also fantastic in Blade Runner 2049. Thank you, Spoder. Yeah, absolutely.
Forgot he was in that for the 5 seconds.
For 5 seconds, yeah. But hey, you want to talk about some polarizing movies? We've talked for over an hour about Spider-Man No Way Home. Are you ready? Are you ready to talk about Eternals, Ryan?
Oh, I'm gonna bash the fucking movie. I'm gonna bash it, and it hurts because I was a very big supporter for this film before it came out.
Me too.
A massive supporter. And then they did me and the fan base dirtier than a porn star. They're like, come on, bro. Like it was done so like how, like I said this to Amanda yesterday. How leave it up to Marvel to release Eternals, the worst box office film out of all the movies, and then release Spider-Man the next month.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, us Marvel
them.
fans got to eat anyway, so I mean,
we
got 4 freaking movies, so
I know.
Did we really eat with the Eternals though? That's the real question.
Well, I mean, if you're Leo, you got to eat, which I did read someone's comment in here saying like, oh no, Leo, who's gonna be there to defend Eternals?
Sorry.
You know, I'm sorry, but Amanda, hot takes only. Eternals. Sum it up.
Unfortunately,
I think there are good takes.
Okay, this is what it is. For me, the characters are good. I read Neil Gaiman's run for Eternals, and I was very interested in these characters. The issue with the Eternals is the fact that it was a disjointed narrative. Every single time that we actually became invested in a certain setting or in a certain location with these characters and their chemistry, they would take us out of it, go to a flashback to like 2,000 years ago, and then do the exact same thing in that setting. And it just like, that's not creating any connection to these characters. And it's just like taking us out of the moment. And that's what I really struggled with, especially with this runtime. You can't keep doing that for the first half of this film to kind of get a feel of who these characters are. It's like, yes, they're gods. They've been here since the beginning. Like, I understand that. And I get that you're trying to establish that, but you're also trying to tell a story that's very grounded. And like, it just did not connect with me in that way. The other thing, the good thing, and this is the good take that I do have, Chloe Zhao's the only one that could have grounded these gods in the way that she did, because of the way that she, she just connects to them through her humanistic lens that we've seen in like Nomadland and her other films. It's very grounded in humanity, which is a beautiful thing, but it wasn't strong enough to last the entire film. So that's the good thing about it. I also think that Eternals can stay on its own level and not really enter the rest of the MCU. I think it's going to be a really poor choice to have these characters integrated with the rest of them, because I just don't think that they have enough of an emotional connection after this film for me personally to even care about them showing up anywhere else. So.
Right. What you got, Ryan?
So someone in the chat said it made its budget back recently, double its budget, right? So after I read that, I decided to look up what its budget was. The budget's $200 million. The movie made a total of $400 million. In order for the movie to break even, it had to make $800 million. Now, why may you ask? Because the secret within budgeting is whenever you look up a budget for a film online, that's what they do without marketing. That's how much money they're putting into the movie without marketing. So when you want to put in marketing, you have to double that. So it's $400 or 400 million, right? So if they want to make a profit, they'd have to make 800 million. And they just broke even, like $401 million. They broke even by $1 million. They broke even, which they made their money back, but it's Marvel. They can't just make their money back. They need to make Spider-Man level money.
Inside scoop there, my friend.
Absolutely. So whenever you're looking at budgets, just think about that. That's all I wanted to say, because I know it gets confusing when people talk about budgets and stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And real quick, before we continue, again, hey, big shout out to everybody still with us here, everybody watching the replay. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button as well. We're talking about Eternals. We've already gone way into the deep end on No Way Home, but I guess we're just making we're just just feeling bad right now because Eternals should have been so much better. And Jacob, here's the thing. Like, I know you had a lot to say about Eternals in that initial review you had, but honestly, Eternals, the thing is, I feel like in terms of filmmaking alone and the ambition, it could be top 5 for a lot of people. And I understand where people like Leo, where people like Real James are coming from, but it's not my personal favorite. I don't think it's the worst though. It's definitely better than Thor: The Dark World. Definitely better than The Incredible Hulk. Definitely better than Iron Man 2 and 3. I could go on for days about this, but I feel like I enjoyed it more than most people, but I definitely see what Amanda you're saying. Like with the runtime that they had, there were just too many characters and the editing was extremely disjointed. Like the first act, oh my God, it was so like, okay, stay in one time period and then just run with it, you know? Like
I personally think that this felt like these characters would have benefited if they split this movie into 3 and had their own trilogy.
Or just Disney Plus.
Or Disney Plus series. I agree with that too.
Why make 3 movies based off of 12 characters when they got Disney Plus to introduce them all?
Yeah,
I don't know. Jacob, do you think it would be better on Disney Plus?
So
couldn't be worse than a theatrical release.
So all 3 of you stole my points.
Boring.
No, you're good.
Yeah. So okay. So here is my big thing about this movie, and I think this is to all the Marvel fans out there. People that really like this movie talk about more of like the characters, the filmmaking, and stuff. I'm gonna buy this movie again. I'm gonna probably rewatch it. But this movie, it's like what Amanda said, the runtime, the editing, it's such a different Marvel movie. Maybe in a couple years, once I rewatch it, maybe 2 or 3. I've only seen it once. This is like the first Marvel movie I think I've only seen once. In
Same. I've not watched it twice.
I saw Shang-Chi twice, maybe 3. I've seen Spider-Man a bunch. I've seen all these a bunch. Eternals to me was boring. I was bored. In that first hour, I've told this to Zack before. When I was watching it, I mean, the opening scene is in the past. It's introducing their powers. Cool. I understand your direction and what the script's doing. They jump into the present. We get to meet Kit Harington, right? Or whoever. And then it's like, oh, and then here's this little girl who's like 150 years old. Oh, here's this. And then here's this. Oh, by the way, we're about to go back to like 1000 BC. Angelina Jolie, yeah, she's got this like little messed up power, which she is gorgeous looking. My God.
She's stunning. I know.
But her whole trait was, I can turn evil like that. That was it. That was her whole character. There was no internal like, I didn't mean to say internal in the Eternals review. That was funny. That was funny. But like Richard Madden and like Selma Hayek, they got more. Well, Selma Hayek kind of got development, but Richard Madden was like a developed character who was like going through the shit, and obviously the ending of him pulling a Superman just going into the sun was stupid. But anyways, I just feel like the movie was on a pedestal of like being, hey, we're Chloe Zhao, Academy Award winning director. We're going for this people have talked about how this movie was going for like Oscars and stuff. I was like, okay, Marvel movies, yes, let them be good movies. Don't just be like, hey, we're making a movie to go for an Oscar. This movie felt like, hey, here's our best picture nomination. Yeah, it felt like an Oscar bait. So
because they also waited for her to win an Oscar to say Academy Award winner, and I'm like, you could have released this, but you waited. And like, I understand, but like, guys, come on.
I feel sorry to cut you off, Ryan.
No,
I feel
go
like
ahead.
this movie relied too much on its own hype being directed by Chloe Zhao and they basically depended on that to like equal their quality, if that makes sense. You know, they didn't just like work on making a good movie. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying they didn't, obviously. Like I said, this is a gorgeous looking film. The cinematography is unfreaking believable. Shooting on location.
The natural lighting.
Natural lighting, it definitely reminded me a lot of The Revenant in a lot of ways, which is crazy saying that, comparing this to The Revenant. But, both Amanda and I did get a chance to watch this twice, and I do remember enjoying it much more the first go-around than I did the second one. I was like, okay, starting to see a lot of flaws here. Kingo, I agree with Luke. He was definitely the standout for me. Kumail Nanjiani got in shape for that, and I respect the hell out of him for pulling that off. But I mean, as a feature film, it's definitely like mid for Marvel for sure.
Yeah.
It should have been a lot better than it was. It believed its own hype too much.
Somehow this is Marvel's one of their worst scripts, in my opinion.
Yes.
It's a really bad script. Like literally when your whole plot device is about being one with being human relatively, and then by the third act, all the people that you want us to care about just says fuck the humans, or at least part of them do. Half the Eternals just say fuck the humans. Yeah. Kingo says my life is more useful than the fucking planet Earth, and just dips from the third act. I loved Kingo up until that point, until bro, you just dipped. And then you got the backstab at the end by
Icarus.
Icarus.
No, not
no, it was a Sprite,
kid,
right?
Sprite.
It was a kid. I kept thinking like
named after a soda.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Well,
and being a kid forever. So that's
and Jacob is putting two and two together now. Wait a minute.
Jacob's like, no.
She's named after a soda?
Because I thought about it and I was like, Sprite, why am I hearing that? I was like, oh yeah, it's a damn drink.
It is a damn drink.
Today, and I'm like, God damn, I like you more than the one in the fucking movie.
Ooh.
Yeah, she was like a 30-year-old man. She was like 12.
It makes no sense. I like what I like the concept of what they were trying to do.
You're right.
I like the concept, but it just didn't work. Like the whole Sprite thing just happened so fast. They had no build up. And I think that's where the narrative just kind of gets lost. I feel like this movie would have just been better, and they easily could have just re-edited this to make it 10 times better. They could have just made it one linear story. Like, especially with Salma Hayek's character, bro. They killed her off in the first 5 minutes, and then you see her in fucking flashback that take up 5
was a
10
flashback
minutes.
character. I mean,
you literally
flashback character. Like, and bro, she's in the middle of the fucking team in the heroic shot. Like,
what they could have done to make this work is take all the flashbacks and put them in order for the first half of this film.
Yes,
that's what I just said.
I know. Sorry. I'm just saying.
God damn it, Ryan.
Just want to point that
out. I love this.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, hey, I gotta say what's up to Ryan O'Toole in the chat, by the way. I'm gonna be hitting up his channel next week on a live stream. We're gonna be doing the best of the 90s tournament, so go check out his channel and subscribe to him. He is awesome. He was backing off of Jacob's comment. I'm gonna buy it Eternals too. Me too, man. Me too. I mean,
I'll watch it.
You know, I have to have them all also. I'm a collector. You know, I don't necessarily think I'm going to get the Steelbook. Hell, I didn't get the Steelbook for Shang-Chi because the Steelbook for Shang-Chi didn't look that good, honestly. But it's, it's definitely a collector's item. That's for sure. So Luke said, I'm buying Eternals day one because of how much he loved it. Hey, it's great if you loved it, you know?
Man. I'm glad someone fucking loved it. I'm glad.
No, it's a movie. People are allowed to love and like movies. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I just didn't like it as much as, any other Marvel movie.
Yeah. She was there before the drink because she was 1,000 years old, Tyler. Over 1,000 years old. Something like that. Now Ryan wants Sprite. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it at that. But in any case,
oh god,
I'm just kidding. He did say the drink, of course, after this. Yeah, love you, buddy. But let's talk about the ambition of this project. And the most surprising thing they did was actually killing off fucking Icarus, him flying himself into the sun, just like fucking Superman.
Never.
And Ryan said, "Oh yeah, no, they couldn't have done that sooner."
Bro, I wanted them to kill him in the first 5 minutes. Literally, Richard Madden was just a fucking brick throughout this movie. And him and Gemma Chan had no fucking chemistry. Literally, their sex scene was so cringe. I'm like, bro.
It was, okay.
Would have rather have not had a sex scene if that is what we were given, like, honest to God. Like, there was no point in that whatsoever. Emotionless.
Can I add something to that real quick? So I'm sure most of you guys have seen Game of Thrones at some point. I know some of you in the chat, Ryan, you've seen Game of Thrones. How weird is it to hear both Jon Snow and Robb Stark say, "I love you, Cersei," throughout the movie?
I know.
It took a minute for me to get used to. Let's just say that much. But funny. Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
My favorite scene was when they like went head to head, like they were like walking towards each other, and I was like, oh my God, they're there together. So it was kind of fun.
They are there together. And then they have the most forgettable final climax on the beach in Marvel history, I think. I don't remember a damn thing about it. I don't remember a line that was said. Like the thing with the Statue of Liberty fight in No Way Home, you can remember all those freaking lines one after the other. The Avengers, that's great. What is that? You know, I could just spout that off like nothing. But Eternals, I don't remember a damn line out of them that final like 30 minutes or so. I mean, I remember there was a battle
by heart.
The only line I know is "ah" as he screams into the sun because I couldn't be happier. That's the only line of dialogue I remember.
Yeah, and I know Jacob was pissed off with all the Superman references.
Yeah, I listen, I understand it's the universe, it's Earth, so they can make all these DC comments. I don't want to hear these comments in a Marvel movie. I know that sounds such like a Marvel versus DC. No, it's not that. I just don't want them to say that, because then you put the image in the audience's head and like Superman, then you watch a guy fly into the sun.
Right.
Who are you thinking
exactly.
of?
You know what? You're right.
I say, who are you thinking of? But I will say this: when watching the ending scene, I think I just enjoyed the big spectrum of it, because I think what Chloe Zhao does when she's making a movie or filming a movie, she does a lot of handheld. She does a lot of that in this movie. And that very ending, it felt like I was like, wow, this is Chloe Zhao like showing off, like, hey, I can do action scenes. And when that thing like froze and like you could feel like how big that thing was. Like I really like that is an image, that is cinematography, that is like special effects. That was I respect the hell out of Chloe Zhao for doing her movie. Because I mean, if you watch the interviews, how when she went to go talk to Kim Feige, she's like, I want to do this and this, and like she sounds so inspiring. I just think the movie is just so different from other Marvel movies. That's why people like hate on it. I'm not hating on it because it's so different. I'm just hating on it because I think the movie is so slow. But that ending, I mean, I enjoyed watching it. Heck, I totally forgot Bill Skarsgård was in the movie until I heard his voice. I was like, oh, that's Pennywise. I was like, oh yeah, he's in this movie.
Yeah, who remembers Bill Skarsgård was in the movie? But Jacob, I think that's very well put. And the fact that Chloe Zhao wanted to make this like her movie, and this is like the most ambitious idea Kevin Feige's ever seen for one of his flicks, you know, that's all well and good. But the thing is, I want to circle back to something Ryan said about the script being so messy. And you can actually fact check me on this. I think the reason why that is because including Chloe Zhao, there were 4 writers on the.
No way! Stop.
4.
Bro, that's literally every time I see that in a film, I just know it's gonna suck most of the time.
It makes sense.
It's written by 4 different people. Screenplay: Chloe Zhao, Patrick Burleigh, Ryan Furpo, and Kaz Furpo.
That's the reason why it was the way it was.
That's why it was so messy, ladies and gentlemen. I think if Chloe Zhao if they just let Chloe Zhao have the script by herself, would have been a lot more cohesive. So easily. I think we just solved it. So, yeah, Chloe Zhao directed this movie so well. Yes, I agree. For sure. And if you love Eternals, absolutely. Yeah, go for it. But, hey, speaking
Eternals over Nomadland.
At least
same. I did not like Nomadland.
That's not really a competition, though.
No,
I'm just saying that's a best picture winner. I'd rather watch the boring superhero movie.
Yeah,
right. I mean, I would probably say the same
fly than walk.
I mean, I'd probably say the same thing. I just wasn't expecting it. I just wasn't expecting to hear that tonight. But yeah. But you want to talk about some funny shit? Harry Styles.
That wasn't funny.
I didn't laugh. Every girl
I laughed when I saw
if he was in this movie.
Yeah.
Every girl. Every person I know, because everyone knows around my town, or everyone who I know, they're like, "Oh, you watch all the movies, you do movie reviews." Like, yes, I do. And then like everyone, like this is the thing. I don't really get spoilers a bunch. I knew Harry Styles was in the mid-credit scene. I knew that before going into the movie.
Well,
they posted an article about it. Yeah,
he spoiled it.
Yeah, he spoiled it. So like, I knew.
Spoiled it.
Matt Donnelly.
Block them.
I mean, I don't know anything about Star Fox at all. Like, I know nothing about him. I didn't know about the little green, or no, it was even green. It was like a little CGI Peter Oswald, wasn't it? Or I don't remember. I just remember everyone asking me, "Is Harry Styles in it?" I was like, "Yeah, he's in it for like 49 seconds."
You have to watch
49
the whole movie
seconds
before you see him.
It was the most crazy.
And then Patton Oswalt plays his elf sidekick.
It was literally there were girls in my row squealing, and I'm like I
not a
like
single
literally
person made a sound in mine.
I
so
literally threw
good
up
on
in my
me.
mouth when I saw him. I'm like, I cannot believe this man is here. I understand the character of Eros. Like, I get why they chose him. But at the same time, it's going to be insufferable being in that theater when he has a bigger role in one of these movies. So,
yeah. No, that's not going to be fun. I can only imagine what the Dunkirk viewing for you was like.
He was good in that movie. I'll give him that.
Fine.
He was.
Every line was like, "Oh my god, he's so good! Oh my god, he's so good!" I'm like, please, just this is the most serious movie that you can think of, and you're sitting there like, he's phenomenal, he's great.
Yeah.
Like, shush, no, thank you.
It's all. I mean, because those fans can only go one direction with him.
I hate you.
Sorry.
You're so bad.
You know what?
Cry yourself to sleep tonight.
I will give you that.
Should after that.
I will give you that. That was a good one. I didn't laugh.
Sick.
But I appreciate it.
You didn't laugh, but you really wanted to. I really wanted to laugh.
I can definitely tell you, I was walking one direction after the movie was done.
Oh my!
Straight home because you
walking straight home, walking off of a
walked one direction because fuck this. That's how I
walking
felt.
one
I walked one
direction off a bridge because I hated the no.
Whoa!
No,
guys,
not
he's a soloist now. He's not in one direction anymore. Jeez, he's solo now.
Yeah, now he makes songs about the fruit he eats.
What are you talking about? He's not Ben Solo.
He loves watermelon. Leave him alone.
With sugar. And it gives him a high.
Well, if he loves sugar, then where was he in the freaking Hunger Games movies?
Huh?
Where was he as Finnick?
By like 12-year-old girls?
We're spiraling.
I mean, that's at least like before I get to this other post-credit scene, like that would have made so much sense, because the girls could actually go crazy in Hunger Games seeing him as Finnick. Like, where's Finnick?
Like,
there he is.
It's fine. That movie would be boring because they'd all be like, "Kill me, Harry. Kill me."
So is he a good guy or a bad guy? I know nothing about Star Fox.
Yeah, neither do I.
I think he's a good guy. Doesn't he like hit on everybody? That's his power.
I mean, if they got Harry Styles, I'm sure that's his power.
That's what it is, right? He woos people with like his charm, apparently, from what I read.
He's the dude from Boeing.
Honestly.
Yeah, not looking forward to seeing like any of these characters later down in life.
No, but
they need to do like a 180. They need to pull a Thor Ragnarok with them.
Yeah, they need to just pull a Blade and just introduce Mahershala Ali already, which they kind of did. They kind of did.
Worst post-credit I've seen. Anyways,
the first time you saw it, did you know it was him? No. I knew it was him right away. No. I heard the voice. I was like, that's Mahershala Ali. Like, that's Blade.
Took me a moment until I like read it online. I was like,
it took me a good read
at the end.
I didn't like jump up and down or anything, but I was like, that's Blade. I was like, oh shit. I don't know how he has to do anything with anything. Like, I know that Kit Harington's like the Black Knight, know nothing about it. I just know that's Blade. I was like, cool, Blade.
Yeah. Spoder doesn't know if he'll top Wesley Snipes, but Mahershala Ali will absolutely kill this role.
Yeah,
I am so game with that. Not to put Amanda on the spot.
Oh, hi.
I don't know, but like I'm just curious why you hated the scene. I mean, I didn't mind it.
Because he deserves a grand freaking entrance like freaking Jonathan Majors as Kang. You don't put him in a corner off screen and it's freaking Mahershala Ali as Blade. That's what pissed me off. I was like, how do you do this to him?
But you see, that's the thing about the Marvel universe at this point. They've grown so much that they can't afford to keep doing that for these big characters. That's going to be just like the general naystay rule now is we're just going to get characters like off screen saying something as their first introduction. But I guarantee you when we see Blade for the first time, it's going to be epic as fuck.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Moon Knight,
please,
if they do something. But
and please give us a fucking release date for Moon Knight, Disney. Like, I'm waiting.
Even Blade.
I know.
Bro, Blade we found out about 2.5 years ago, and we still don't even know what year it's coming out.
Give us a cast for Fantastic Four, please. John David Washington, preferably.
Not after Tenet.
Oh, hey. Okay.
Leave my boy alone, please.
Easy. Easy.
I mean, I hated Tenet too.
I didn't realize that would be the hot
I hate
hot
Tenet
take so
too.
far.
I fucking love Tenet. Are you
I have
kidding
a poster
me?
over
I loved
there.
I didn't love Tenet because I didn't fucking understand it, bro. I didn't get what they were doing with the time travel. Ugh.
Freaking
No, I got it.
Hey, that
I
was
just didn't like it.
That was Christopher Nolan being Christopher Nolan, though. What were you expecting?
No, that was Christopher Nolan being too Christopher
It's
Nolan.
because he wrote the script. Every time his brother writes the script,
kind of
it's
the joke,
good.
Amanda.
I know. I'm just okay.
It's kind of the joke.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
you want the hot take of the night, Amanda? Colby liked Eternals more than the Snyder Cut. You know,
I ain't gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything.
I mean,
Eternals, am I right?
it's definitely better than Venom 2. I'll agree with him there. But
No, I'd rather watch Venom 2 just because it gets me out of the theater faster.
Oh no! But Carnage dies.
I was cheering.
No. He doesn't die. He gets swallowed.
Oh,
I was saying that it was even funnier.
That could have been so misconstrued in so many ways.
All I know is
I
don't want to get too far off topic with Venom. But
No.
They did my boy Carnage dirty at the end. He literally gulped Venom. Like, there's no other possible way I can say it, but he gulped Carnage. Like,
what the? I'm just wondering what the heck Jacob's doing over here.
I'm just imagining all these jokes in my head. I'm just like, we are on YouTube talking about Harry Styles'
That's
famous
freaking
brother. We're
right.
talking about swallowing.
Hell
Venom.
yeah, baby.
Yep.
Venom. We got that Venom. Like,
I mean, he
Well,
has.
Eminem, shut the fuck up.
I'm
We
not
know you
gonna.
can pronounce Venom. We know
Do you
it.
want to get?
I'm gonna stop talking.
Do you guys want to get back on the right track with a better Marvel project than Eternals?
Please.
Because I know Ryan loved Hawkeye.
On par.
I didn't love it, but I really liked it.
I did too. Honestly, my second favorite MCU show.
Same. But that also doesn't say too much, I feel like.
I'm sorry, Amanda, but I liked this more than
sorry.
Falcon. I liked this more than God, what was it called? I did like it more than WandaVision.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Bro,
I'm sorry. I liked it.
I
liked
even
it
liked
more.
WandaVision more. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, so the thing is, I love WandaVision too. That's the crazy thing. I'm sitting here like so in the minority, but I'm not saying it as a bad knock on WandaVision at all. I just had more fun with Hawkeye. I thought it was a great little family, little adventure. And I need Rogers to be a real thing, please. I need that musical
With better costumes, please.
With better costumes, yeah. Well, I mean, how else are they gonna dance on stage with those bulky outfits?
At least do like a onesie type of suit. Like, I don't know. It felt like they went to Value Village to pick up their stuff.
Well, as long as it's safer than the Spider-Man musical that was out there a few years ago.
Oh shit, that's right. I wish I could have seen that. It felt so.
Turn Off the Dark. Yeah, there's so many injuries
on
stage.
Oh my god, bro! I literally saw that as a bro. I literally saw Turn Off the Dark at what the fuck is it called when they do the pre-showings before it like officially comes out?
Yeah, the previews.
The previews, yeah,
previews. I went to like a preview 2 months before it officially came out. The chick who was playing Madam Web in the show was stuck in midair for 3 hours.
Oh.
So bad, just so bad.
And that right there.
And bro, she stood in the same position for 3 hours.
Oh my
that
God.
right there is
the poor woman.
That's not why superhero musicals work anymore nowadays, just because of the safety. But Hawkeye definitely was very enjoyable. Haley Steinfeld stole the show, though. I don't know if I'm in the minority there, but
yeah, I think that's the general gist of the show.
I
feel like that's been the problem. No, I don't want to say problem, but the reoccurring theme with Phase 4 is we take these titular characters like Black Widow. They did the same thing in that movie. They're doing it with Hawkeye now. They're doing it with She-Hulk. They're literally taking versions of the original characters and just making them all female. I'm like, bro, what
they take the smaller characters like Hawkeye and give them a new suit.
That was cute. I have to admit.
I wish they did the Hawk mask. I know they made a joke to it, but fuck it, just go all for it at this point, baby.
I'm starting to sense a pattern though. If it's a character that we all know, like like Falcon, even like falls into this category. Him becoming Captain America, as awesome as that was, it was just him getting a new suit, basically. It just falls under that same pattern. Wanda got a brand new suit, and she's gonna be showing it off with Sam Raimi.
They look so cool.
They do. But it's only so long you can go this pattern. You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
I don't think they'll be on it for too much longer, to be honest.
No, because
that's Marvel for sure. Anyways.
Oh yeah.
All the Marvel shows that we're getting this year, or the majority of them, except for Secret Invasion, the majority of them are all going to be origin stories this time for brand new heroes. Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, and Moon Knight. So,
but She-Hulk has Bruce Banner in it. That's the only reason why I said it before. The only difference is with She-Hulk, they're actually marketing it as her show. Yeah. But with Black Widow and Hawkeye, it was the opposite. They marketed it as their movies, but it was really the person they were handing it down to's movies. And I think that's really where you get the divide between those three projects and them doing kind of the same thing.
Going off of that, that's what I'm worried about, the Echo show, because I personally don't think that the writing for Maya was strong enough in Hawkeye, and Yelena Belova completely just stole the entire second half of this series. I adore her. She can do anything. It's also her birthday tomorrow, Florence. So
yay, Florence!
Yay,
Capricorn.
She posted, I don't either it's today or I think it's tomorrow. But what I'm trying to say is the fact that, like, if Kingpin comes into play, you have Daredevil, you have these other characters come in. That Echo show is a mask for all of those other characters. She's going to be overshadowed and it's going to be useless.
So much.
And that's very unfortunate, and it's a misuse of that character. And I just don't want to see that happen. But the way that it's looking with cameo, like, that's what the Echo show is going to be.
Yeah, you're going to have freaking Yelena probably show up in the Echo show at some point. You may see Haley Steinfeld in the Echo show, perhaps. I'm not entirely sure.
I think we're only, like, when it comes to characters, I only think we're going to see Daredevil and Hawkeye when it comes to heroes, because they're the only two characters in the MCU, or now we can say that Matt Murdock's in the MCU, or the characters that are in the MCU that have a hearing problem. Hawkeye has the hearing problem in the show, and Daredevil has, like, the no vision, no hearing, but, like, he lost his sense of his.
Makari,
you know what I mean?
Makari as well.
Yeah, but she's off planet now.
See,
yeah, that's true. That's a very
true.
So
that's the only reason why I say I feel like those are the two staples coming in. I feel like Haley is gonna fuck off somewhere. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
where's your going,
when you put it that way,
she can come to my house.
She can come to all of them.
I love how Haley just said we're going to say it right to the camera. Haley Steinfeld, if you're available on Thursday, it's when I'm available.
Haley Steinfeld is, like, my biggest crush. Like, to all, like, I don't care who knows. She is my biggest crush. I love her.
Haley, I only just became a fan like a year ago. Edge of 17 was pretty good. Honestly, bro, I should probably watch Dickinson because it looks kind of hot, but who really knows?
It's also got a dick in it.
I love you. Whoa! Whoa! We don't say that.
Oh, wait a minute.
We have been subtle with the jokes, my friend.
Wait a minute. Did we forget about this one?
I love
Yes, I did. I did forget about that, Zach.
So
I did forget about
has
that.
My heart.
True Grit.
And Pitch Perfect.
I didn't see True Grit.
Oh,
she was in Pitch Perfect, really?
Yeah, she was in 2 and 3.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot she was
back when it turned into like a dance singing movie and not just a singing movie.
Fun.
And then turned into a spy thriller.
She's gonna pop up on stage in the next Rogers musical if they ever put out a sequel, and they're gonna be like Kate Bishop. You know,
you just reminded me of something. So I might be thinking about this too much. I've already talked to a few people about this, and they've all told me that. But that's besides the point. So at the end of Hawkeye, the post-credit scene is like the entire song from the Avengers musical, right? Did you guys notice one thing wrong when it comes to telling the story properly.
Yeah, Adam Pascal was not given a proper named character.
No, other than that, Ant-Man is in the battle within the show.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, what if there was a timeline change and Ant-Man was always there?
Maybe.
I think you're looking at it really hard.
And that might be the reason why they made that the post-credit scene. Other than that, it's fucking pointless.
It's like we're looking at the Fantastic Four, the Fantastic Four earlier. We're reading a lot into this. But I mean, honestly, I didn't mind Echo's arc in here. And like, again, the fact that we have her origin within Hawkeye instead of just her own show, it's a little bit concerning. But at the same time, Alaqua Cox was just too damn wonderful to really ignore. And she's a freaking badass, too. The chase sequence that they had on the freaking bridge there, loved it. I mean, the action in Hawkeye, just in general, really, really enjoyed it. And the final fight scene on the ice skating rink was super fun. One of the more fun, like...
They might have dropped the nuke on that place. Like, bro, they blew everything to fucking shit.
They blew it to smithereens. It's the same ice skating rink that you see in Home Alone 2. You know what I mean?
Bro, tell me y'all did not think Spider-Man was going to show up.
Oh, 100%.
I literally...
It overlapped.
I was thinking.
He swings down, you see the tree. I'm like, that's the tree from Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I thought, I 100%
There were a
thought
lot of Hawkeye references and vice versa to Spidey. It was like insane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, the Roger show. Do you see the sign when he... So that's another thing. You see the sign when they swing past it in the beginning of No Way Home too. And then they talk about the Statue of Liberty shield.
Yeah.
And Hawkeye, bro, there's so many things you're connecting to No Way Home, bro.
What the hell?
And the coffee.
Which the coffee is in Daredevil show, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, but that's just typical New York coffee. that is literally, the design for the coffee cup.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. So I don't see it as an Easter egg. Maybe that's because I've literally drank that coffee for most of my high school life.
Drank that coffee. You're so lucky.
When you're trying to make it out to be something more than it is, of course I'm gonna gloat about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course. But I agree with Spoder. Clint and Kate's chemistry is also so freaking great.
Really
it was honestly one of the funnier things about it. She threw a lot of really great zingers at him, and Clint wanted nothing to do with her for a good portion of it. So it was nice to see evolve. It was the buddy cop dynamic that I was kind of wanting more of out of the Falcon show. I mean, we got an episode of that. Like, they're walking down the street and he's in his Falcon suit, and then, Bucky's giving him shit. But it's interesting. It's interesting to see how that all works out. But the big, honestly, though, the big reveal with Hawkeye, the fact that the villain ended up being her mom the whole time.
That was shocking.
I saw
well,
it
here's the thing, though. I'm getting there. Someone very close to me predicted that, and I was right there with her for sure. But the big surprise, of course, was the return of Vincent D'Onofrio. We referred to that earlier. Oh, that's so much. Man. Make it rain. Jacob, hot takes only. What did you think when you saw Kingpin here in that grainy photograph?
Yeah, the photograph was stupid. I'm not talking shit. I'm not that kind of person. But I'm gonna say this. Mr. Wren and Mr. Zack Pope, they spoiled this for me. I didn't know Kingpin was in the show, and they told me 4 months ago, like, that he's in it. I was like, how is he in it? I was like, what?
Bro. Wren.
I can't.
They said it. I remember it was they were talking about it, and
how long after it aired, out of curiosity?
Well, no, it was when they were filming, and like they said Florence Pugh's gonna show up, Kingpin's gonna show up, and I didn't know any of that. And I was like, okay, well now I want to watch Hawkeye more, but like, so the Kingpin return, it was cool. I think he was a little animated for watching Daredevil. He's such a dark, brooding character. But when with this show, it was one episode. Before I say anything, it was one episode. He's kind of like a video game character. I don't know. He was kind of like when
totally
he was fighting Haley
from Daredevil. I agree.
Yeah, like when he was fighting Haley Steinfeld, like she couldn't do anything. Like she shot with an arrow. He was like,
yeah. He honestly gave me a lot of Into the Spider-Verse vibes watching him. It felt like the same delivery. You know, I'm not saying that like, you know, that Liev Schreiber's interpretation was more interesting than his, because it wasn't, but it's honestly like I was watching him and I'm like, I'm just seeing this big animated villain now. And I mean, Vincent D'Onofrio for sure looks the part still. He's freaking intimidating as hell. But again, playing on that point, yeah, maybe a little bit too animated, and it's kind of like jarring, especially if you watch the Daredevil show religiously back then. But Amanda, I know you probably loved seeing Kingpin, but
I adore him. I love Vincent D'Onofrio, but they kind of like Disney-fied him as like we expected. That's fine. My peeve was with the episode 5 photo on the phone. I think that ending and that reveal would have been a bit more impactful if they took the beginning of episode 6 and tacked it on to the end of episode 5. That interaction with Eleanor and Kingpin would have been stronger leading into episode 6, and then 6, the finale wouldn't have felt as rushed as it did because they were trying to close up so many storylines so quickly. And then it kind of left me underwhelmed, that finale. I like how contained it was to their relationship of Hawkeye and Kate Bishop. Like, I understood the way that it ended. I enjoyed that, but I think that it was so rushed, and I would have loved to just sit with Kingpin a bit more and tease him a bit more than what we got.
Than just a picture, you know?
Yeah, like, he deserved better than that.
It's almost like it's harkening back to the Blade reveal at the post credits there. Like, they kind of downplayed it considerably, and it should have been a much bigger freaking deal than it actually was. But no, I mean, I definitely see that that flaw there. And honestly, I'm agreeing with you here. I really wish that ending, you know, that beginning scene of episode 6 was, you know, the end of episode 5. He just says one line and then they just go right into that discussion. But no, it's you know, as soon as Clint was starting to talk about like the big guy and all that, I'm like, we're getting Kingpin, aren't we?
Yeah, obviously.
You know, again, it's a little predictable there, but like I didn't know for sure if they were gonna pull the trigger. But how crazy is it that we got like within the week Daredevil and a Kingpin both in the MCU now?
They timed that.
It's obviously timed, and that's why I think they might have pushed the movie back a little bit. Because
maybe
December was never their original, but that's what I think. But I just want to say I think that.
Yeah. What did you think of him? What did you think of him getting shot in the finale, Ryan?
Oh, I hated it. Salty. No, I only hated it because one, the writers think that audience would believe he's dead, and 2, the audience actually did believe he was dead. So I don't know how to take that. I'm like, bro, homie got exploded, hit by a car, shot by arrows, and you really think a bullet to the fucking head is gonna kill my guy? Okay, you keep believing that, but don't act shocked when you see him appear in a year from now. True. Don't act like, oh my God, bro, how did he survive that? I'm like, I just want to be like, yo, bro, if you just watch the Daredevil series, I really think that's where they're going to get into the nitty gritty on why he's a much different version of this character. I think they're going to take what happened at the end of season 3, getting beat to a pulp by a blind man. That'd be pretty embarrassing, right? So what do?
Oh, absolutely.
You inject yourself and enhance yourself. And I think that's what he did. I think he enhanced himself in some regard. And I'm not saying that they did it in the best way possible in the show, but I definitely think they do throw hints at that. Like I said, between the arrows, showing how indestructible he actually is. And you do get a sense of that super dark and gritty Wilson Fisk that we did get from Daredevil, but you also do kind of get that, oh, I'm so powerful now that you don't scare me. And I think Vincent D'Onofrio really plays it well. And I don't know, I feel like it's a little too harsh going off of saying like, oh my God, the end of episode 5, we saw him in that shitty photo. And yeah, you're probably right. They probably could like done a single line or something.
Yeah, Tyler says get Yelena a better phone. I agree.
I know, my poor girl.
Poor homegirl stole the show, but she can't have a good smartphone to take a picture of Wilson Fisk. You know?
I want to ask you guys something, because
what's that?
This is something that kind of confuses me. Maybe one of you can help me figure this out. So at the end of Black Widow, Yelena gets the profile from Julia Dreyfus's character, right? But in this one, she's
Valentina.
But in Hawkeye, she's hired. She was never hired by Valentina.
Yeah.
Valentina gave her the stuff to go after him. You know what I mean? So it seems a weird type of continuity thing that they might have decided to switch, or how they might connect it somehow. But
Holy shit,
it
you're
doesn't.
right.
It doesn't seem to connect right there for me, bro. I'm the continuity man, bro.
He finds. I swear to you, he finds everything. It's crazy.
He's a stickler for details. Well, I mean, maybe like this might just be an excuse for me to go back and rewatch Black Widow, even though I don't necessarily want to. Maybe just for the post credits. But
I'm pretty sure that post credits online.
Black Widow's fine. I mean, I don't hate Black Widow. Like, Jacob is probably sitting there like, oh, I hate Black Widow so much. Right?
He's like staring into the abyss right now. Jacob, you good?
Because I'm thinking of what Julie Louis-Dreyfus is saying. Because again, this is a benefit working in a movie theater is when I have to stand there and watch these end credit scenes.
Yeah, I feel that.
I think
I've been there.
If you ask me, I think she's a person that delivers it to Yelena. Like, I don't think she's like the one to give her.
I would agree if Falcon and the Winter Soldier didn't come first.
Okay.
I feel like in Falcon they set her up to be the person. Instead of the person to hand it off. That's basically how I felt with Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's a weird disconnect that I feel like they could explain somehow, but right now it just doesn't feel like that they really thought about that.
Right, and not to say that there's like not time.
Kind of fucked it up, I feel like.
Not to say that there's not time for them to explain it. Of course, the MCU is just going to keep going and going and going.
MCU's too big to explain something that small. I feel like at this point.
Yeah,
probably
you literally can't anymore. Like,
the one thing that I took away from Kingpin showing up like this, especially like this to me confirms he does not own Avengers Tower. It's going to be Fantastic Four.
It's going to be the Baxter building, 150,000%. It's like, he's probably going to have Fisk Tower is probably going to be its own entity, but Avengers Tower, that's definitely going to be under Reed Richards' watch for sure.
Yes. I say, because I feel like if they were going to introduce Kingpin, they would have told us who owns the tower with him in this. That would have been the moment, but no, they used it as a phone / battle with Hawkeye and Kate Bishop, which is all fine and all, but like, to me, that confirms, like, yeah, he doesn't own the tower. It's gotta be the Fantastic Four now. I mean, I don't see anyone else.
It's gotta be. I'm still waiting on a freaking cast list for the damn Fantastic Four. Do not give me.
They're keeping it tight lip, bro. They're gonna keep it tight lip.
Only thing is, do not give me Chris Evans coming out of a portal as Johnny Storm.
Hey,
like, I don't want that.
I want it.
I don't.
I loved him as Johnny Storm.
He actually is a good Johnny Storm. Honestly,
he is. He was a fun Johnny Storm.
He is, but my thing
very
is,
2000s.
We're getting into what comes next. Obviously. Screw it. I mean, we're just talking about fan casting theories now. It's like, how do I put this? Johnny Storm. I've been saying this for a long time now. He's got to be around Tom Holland's age. He has to be.
Yeah.
Like, he can't just like Chris Evans, like the man's done enough for Marvel. Leave him the fuck alone. Like go have him do like Pixar stuff. Have him go do Lightyear, which is gonna freaking rule, by the way. Everybody's hating on Lightyear that I'm seeing. I'm like, no, do not, no Lightyear slander in this house. But Spoder's saying we need John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. Listen, I've heard that everywhere.
I'm over that.
Both of them, yeah.
I want some Mara
I'm over it too.
I want some Mara weaving a Sue.
I want Samara weaving a Sue from Ready or Not. Yep, and John David Washington is Reed.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, she's a great actress.
Yeah.
I've been seeing it on the TL a lot, and then I clicked. I was like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
the tough ones are going to be Human Torch and Ben Grimm, though. So,
can Michael Chiklis come back? I love him.
Michael Chiklis is Michael Chiklis is busy being in ensemble pieces with Adam McKay, but anyway.
Yeah, he was that. Oh yeah, shit.
Don't Look Up was number 2 for the year for me. So hey, I'm not slandering.
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw that.
Yeah. Hey, it's the most important movie to come out the past year, I think. But Zachary Montgomery is Human Torch from Broken Hearts Gallery.
I like
okay.
That. Wow, I like how you refer
too.
to him as the Broken Hearts Gallery guy first.
I know.
Not
I know.
From Stranger.
Interesting.
Not from Stranger Things. Yep.
Oh, I was thinking Power Rangers too. Like, oh my god.
I did it just for you, Ryan. But
I knew it.
I did it just for you. But okay, most anticipated MCU project of 2022, starting with Jacob. Let's just go around the room real quick. Hot takes only.
Shit. I'm literally looking at him. I'll tell you this. Oh God, this is hard. Okay. MCU movies and shows. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, all these shows coming out, I don't really know a whole bunch about, so I'm just gonna experience them. The movies, I mean, I'm gonna go Multiverse of Madness. My boy Sam Raimi, he's coming back.
Yeah,
my man. He Evil Dead is. I've talked this to Zack before. Evil Dead is so important to me. So his direction style with the multiverse. Oh my god. I'm more excited about his direction and his style being in this movie more than the movie itself. But the movie itself, it's going to be super crazy. I'm not doing a bunch of reshoots and probably like adding people, I've heard.
Yeah, they were adding a lot of cameos.
Cameos. So like that tells me maybe I say the biggest cameo I want to see is Bruce Campbell. I can't wait to see what he is. That's the one I'm like, who's Bruce Campbell? I want to know who Bruce Campbell is. But looking at it, there's a bunch of Marvel movies, but I'm gonna go Multiverse of Madness just because my boy Sam Raimi.
Just to kind of piggyback off of that, I just want to see Bruce Campbell return as the wrestling ring announcer from Spider-Man 1.
Ooh, that'd be so great.
Just be like, oh, that sucks. Seeing Benedict Cumberbatch fighting himself. Oh, that sucks. Someone want to be him. But anyway, Amanda, hot takes only. What you got?
Moon Knight. That's it. Literally the most. I'm so excited for Oscar Isaac. Holy shit. And Ethan Hawke. Like, come on. They're both going to be so good. And obviously Multiverse of Madness. I'm not really looking forward to Thor considering my dislike of Ragnarok, and I don't think this one's going to be any better if it's on the same page. I know, shake your head. Okay, fine. Okay, I know. Whatever. But like, I cannot stand the humor, and I know this is like Taika literally said it's going to be bigger and better, and I'm like, I was like, okay.
There's going to be so many more jokes, Amanda, just for you.
I don't want it. I know I'm going to be disappointed. So I'm keeping my expectations low. So I'm saying Moon Knight for the show and Multiverse of Madness, even though I'm kind of apprehensive with all these cameos and if the script's going to be good, but we'll see.
And also Venom exists. Anyway, Ryan, what's your most anticipated project?
Certainly not whatever the fuck Amanda just chose. But I do gotta say, for shows at least, She-Hulk is my most anticipated. I can't wait.
Really?
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of Jennifer Walters. I've liked that comic book character, and when they announced that she's getting her own live action show, I thought it was really fucking cool. With the Abomination coming back, you've got Hulk coming back, you've got Jamil. I always butcher her name. She's from the Happy Place. Jamila Jamil. Yeah, she's playing the villain. I don't even like. I can't even imagine where that's going to go. Gorgeous ass woman. But with movies, Multiverse of Madness, I mean, says it yourself. And honestly, I had to look up the MCU projects again. I really am dreading Black Panther next year, along with.
I forgot about that.
I saw that one too. It's supposed to come out in November. I'm sitting there looking at it. I'm like,
they're gonna push it again.
They're gonna push it
again because Latita keeps.
Yeah, they're gonna push it because some people on that cast are just not responsible enough to do the job. But
it's embarrassing. Like just like watching the behind the scenes, it's just like, man, nothing can really go right for this movie.
So let me ask you this: do you think they substitute Wakanda Forever with the Marvels in that November release spot? I think that's
nah.
It depends when Miss Marvel.
I think the Marvels are just going to have too much CGI that they're going to have to do. That is going to prevent them from releasing it from November to, I think it comes out February of next year, if I remember correctly. February
of 23, yes.
Yeah, so next year, bro, it's 2022. Don't fucking correct me like that.
Yeah.
Next year.
Oh fuck,
Yeah,
Ant-Man. Damn, I forgot about Quantumania. I changed my answer.
What, bro? That comes out next
Quantumania
year.
is 2023 as well.
Fine. I'm still
No,
excited.
bro. Read down there. 2022. do your math. There's no 3 down there.
But I'm still excited.
Well, okay. Here's my thing. I think Moon Knight would be my answer for the show, but with an honorable mention going to Secret Invasion. Nobody's talking about Secret Invasion.
But that doesn't come out next year, does it?
It does. It comes out at the end of this year. Yeah, it comes out at the end of this year. I want to say it comes out at the end of this year, but I mean, if they push it back, they push it back. But
it definitely doesn't, because the at the end of the year we got the Guardian special.
That's right. We do have that, don't we?
Yeah,
I'm so excited
it's
to
not
see that.
So Marvel's is February 17th next year. Guardians 3 is next May.
Oh shit.
Ant-Man is July. And then I Am Groot is next year. Marvel. Oh wait, never mind. Those are undated. But yeah.
Well, nope. Nobody's gonna watch I Am Groot though, so it's.
They actually haven't really announced when Secret Invasion is coming out.
They haven't. Okay, so Secret Invasion's. If Secret Invasion comes out at the end of this year, then I'll give that an honorable mention. But Moon Knight for sure. Movie, I'm going to say Thor Love and Thunder. I'm going to go with Spoder on this. We didn't get, I'm sorry, Amanda, we didn't get a Love and Thunder trailer yet.
Good.
I think, wow. Okay. So I think the hype for Multiverse of Madness right now is because we got that freaking awesome trailer in the post credits of No Way Home, which was a brilliant move that we didn't even touch on earlier with Leo. And I feel really stupid about that. But, I mean, that trailer looks awesome, and they're bringing the what if concept into live action form. This is the first time we're seeing that. Love that for them. But I'm gonna say Love and Thunder just because I loved Ragnarok so much, and I can't wait to see how they followed it up, and I can't wait to see how the Guardians are included in this. So I mean,
the only thing that scares me about Love and Thunder is I if you know me, I loved fucking Ragnarok. It's top 3 or 4 for me. But I feel like this movie, Love and Thunder, is just going so far. Everything that we've seen from this movie, it just seems like it's so hectic. I hope it isn't, but it really does seem like between Thor, Lady Thor, Valkyrie, Guardians, Gore the God Butcher being in the villain, you know
Christian
what I mean?
Bale.
Christian Bale, there's things that get me super excited. I love
Christian Bale.
Isn't Russell Crowe in it, or am I wrong?
Yeah, he plays Zeus.
Yeah.
He plays
Zeus. What? How did I not know this?
Yeah. Well,
how did I not know this?
It was rumored. It was rumored for a bit, and then they confirmed it. I think.
I don't know if the Guardians are actually going to be. Are they?
There's actually footage of them on set.
No, I know they're in it. I saw the photos, but are they going to be in it? Are they going to be in the first 30 minutes? That's what. Be in the first. So I could see how you're worried about that. I could totally see that. Especially, I hope that poster we got was so fake. Oh God. I hope that was a fake ass poster.
Oh, it was fake. They came out and said it was fake.
Thank God, because But
I mean, I don't think it's gonna be any better than
Oh my
that,
God,
but...
he is. He is.
I told you, he's Zeus.
Yeah, he's gonna be good as Zeus.
Zach is more excited.
Well, I mean, as long as he doesn't sing in it, it'll be okay. So everything will be fine.
Touch on so many different things in that movie, between Gore the God Butcher, fucking Lady Thor having cancer. If they decide to follow that plot line, I feel like it'd kind of be stupid not to, especially with that character, because I feel like that's the big story you think of when you think of Lady Thor, is her getting cancer and shit like that. And then you have whatever the fuck they're doing with the Guardians.
I mean, what else is Deadpool? What else is Deadpool gonna joke about with her other than the fact that they both had cancer and that's how they got the power?
you know that joke is coming.
It has to. It has to be. But I mean, with as much going, I get your concern, Ryan, but a lot of people said the same thing going in about No Way Home with how much shit was going on in that movie, and look how it turned out. You know, so I think Love and Thunder is gonna really shock a lot of people. I think it's gonna be freaking awesome. Not to say Multiverse of Madness won't be. I'm so hyped for that. I've been hyped for it ever since they were like, "Oh yeah, it's the first scary MCU movie," which obviously
I don't think
very Disney.
I don't think it will be. I think
I agree.
It's a very different movie, because if you think about it, 2019, Scott Derrickson was attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
He is an amazing horror director.
He is.
Left the project due to creative differences.
Yeah.
Do you think one, he tried to make it too dark and they didn't like it, or they realized that the darkness wouldn't work as well, or the scary vibes. Because from that trailer, I really don't get that sense that it's going to be the scariest MCU movie. But also at the same time, that can mean anything because there's not really a scary MCU movie.
There really isn't. And I mean, like, the fact that it's going to feel very different, like Benedict Cumberbatch is fighting himself, like from What If. So,
is he in What If?
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't watch What If.
No, yeah.
Oh, you should watch episode 4, and that's it. And you're good to go.
And
Benedict Cumberbatch's big episode is number 4, Evil Doctor Strange.
Whichever the
freaking phenomenal.
I mean, that show, it just looked. I understand it's animated. Like that's not pushed me away. It just didn't look like a show I wanted to watch.
It was
like
fine.
I'm not watching Boba Fett at all either. Like I don't care.
I'm not either.
Yeah,
I have not started that yet. So.
It's just Mando in my house. That's all I watch.
Exactly. I don't care about Boba Fett like at all.
Yeah. Heck, I'm still waiting to start the freaking Peacemaker series. So, I have to.
Oh,
shit,
I have to.
Comes out in like 2 weeks.
January 13th, baby. The day I get back from Disney.
January 13th is a day I got Peacemaker, and I'm seeing Scream that day.
I'll say, I'm seeing Scream that night too.
Yeah,
I still can't get tickets. So.
Well, that's because Canada's shutting down every other day.
Stop! It's so sad.
Well, we know
locked here.
we know Jacob's excited at least more for Scream than Morbius. So,
dude,
who isn't? Yeah.
Who isn't? Yeah, no. Who is excited for Morbius though? Not named Amanda. Who is excited for Morbius?
Ready or not, people Scream, no question.
Scream. I may have to get Paramount Plus just to watch it. To be honest, I'm gonna have to.
Is it going to Paramount Plus?
Yeah, I've been getting emails. Like
what?
I swear to God, that is. I'm getting emails like ads for Paramount.
No, Amanda, you didn't say it right. It's not going to be there when it releases. 45-day window.
Oh, true. Sorry.
Oh,
only in theaters.
I'm pissed now, Ryan.
Only in theaters January 14th.
I was like, yay, same day.
I told you, bro. 45-day window. It's not same day.
I wish it was.
Spoder asks if we can appreciate Strange's new outfit. Yeah.
Yeah, Strange with the man bun is something I didn't think I'd see.
I don't know how it's going to look.
Benedict Cumberbatch with a man bun is something I didn't think I'd see. Because he's just such a dapper gentleman. Not to say man buns are like not dapper, but
I'll say I'm actually gonna take away. I'm not gonna think Black Panther's getting delayed because I thought for a good minute Spider-Man was gonna get delayed. I thought for a good minute. So I don't think Black Panther's I don't think Black Panther get delayed.
Well,
I'm gonna say
can't
it doesn't
film anything. Then they're going to have to do it.
This month, I think. I think they were off for like 2 months until January, sometime this month.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're filming right now. I don't think so.
I think that's like my biggest gripe with it is every time I hear that they started shooting, I feel like a week later they stopped shooting.
Dude, same. I hear so many negative things about this
production. It's like nothing positive I get nothing positive from this movie. And it's all from behind the scenes stuff.
And there's like for me, like this is supposed to be like a send off too for Chadwick-ish, but I'm just gonna take the What If episode I don't care anymore.
It's going to be the biggest movie of the year. Black Panther 2 will be the biggest movie of the year.
Yeah.
Yes.
God.
Oh, no question. No question.
Yeah.
Bigger than the Batman.
Yes.
Yeah. Just to see how they deal with Chadwick Boseman.
I'll say
for that.
You have I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying if you look at the first Black Panther, when I worked in a movie theater, that was the worst time I ever worked in a movie theater.
Same. I worked the Black Panther month too. It was really bad.
Holy God.
Yeah.
Like that weekend, like, oh my God.
Disaster.
So you have that crowd, and then everyone that's super sad about who Chadwick dying. That crowd, oh my God. Remember when Furious 7 came out?
That was a disaster too at the theater I worked at.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
2 will make $1.8 billion.
He's okay. You heard it here first, kids. You heard it here
1.8. I'm gonna guess 1.8.
I think it'll make more than the original or the first, but I don't think that much. But I mean the first made like 1.2. And a lot of it simply is I think a lot of it's just gonna be just to see how they deal with the Black Panther mantle. With what they do with other people in the Black Panther mantle, and like all the behind the scenes of characters, or not even characters, actors and actresses saying like, oh, they don't want to commit to this, yada yada yada. You guys know who I'm talking about. But like, it's kind of just tiring thinking about this movie, because I feel like they're not going to do it right, but also at the same time, can you do it right?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Chadwick Boseman, he was from Anderson, and I live like 20 minutes away from Anderson, and so I know in my area people are going to be like
swarming to that.
There, yeah.
They named a high school or college after him, right?
Yeah.
Or
there's a high school or something. There's something in Anderson that they named after him. I was like, oh, that's dope.
I just hope they do it justice. Like, it needs to be perfect. And
is it still Ryan Coogler? Is he still directing?
Writing and directing.
God. Okay, that's good news.
Freaking been a huge fan of Coogler ever since the first Creed film.
Very much.
Great director, and I'm just sad that he's. I loved Creed also. Creed 3 is going to be a good one at the end of this year, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but Ryan Coogler. That's the only thing that...
Hey, I liked Creed 2. I liked
Creed 2 as well. I didn't mind it.
Steven Caple Jr. is great. Great
but
director.
I think Coogler wrote it, though. I think Coogler wrote the second one.
That's right.
But with the third one, he's not writing or directing.
Oh, shit.
I think he might get a executive producer role or credit within that. That's the only, like, I'm excited for it. I like the concept of using Jonathan Majors as like the evil brother in this movie, but like this is also Michael B. Jordan's first time directing as well, and it's a boxing movie, especially when you got the fucking amazing boxing scenes from Creed 1 and 2.
The one take.
I don't know if he's gonna be able to like even come close to that. I mean, it's hard to say. You don't really know what his skill is with the camera.
Yeah, but Black Panther 2, biggest.
I want Jurassic World Dominion. That's all I want. I want Jurassic World Dominion. That's all I want. Don't even care.
Really?
There it is.
I like the first two. So
Jurassic Park is an amazing masterpiece of work. It's great. It's a masterpiece.
I don't like Jurassic
Coming from the biggest Jurassic Park fan I know, too. So. He's
That's
not
right.
accepting
Shit, I can't hear you because I took my thing off.
No. I was just saying, like, you're a big fan of it, and he's not going to accept any slander. So, but yeah, no, I think that movie certainly has potential to, like, be the biggest box office draw. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever could be, that's a bold prediction, Jacob. I mean, we'll certainly see what happens. I'm hoping Thor: Love and Thunder is a big box office draw. It's a summer hit, so and Amanda, I see you. I see you. Ragnarok is great. Yeah, but in any case, thank you all, everybody, so much for joining the stream. Everybody, thank you to Leo. Also, go check him out on Geekly Goods over here on YouTube. Just going around the circle, starting with Ryan. Where can we find you?
You guys can always find me at Just Ryan again on Twitter. I only post bad takes on there, so be prepared for that. I also co-host on a channel, Suit Up Geeks Podcast, with Amanda, who's a new member that just joined today, so that's cool. Zack has been on the show. He's been on our drafts. We got a new draft coming up on the 13th for Oscars. It's really great. Go check that out, guys. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out and talking with us.
Yeah. Thank you, Ryan, for coming on. Jacob, where can we find you, buddy?
You can find me on the amazing YouTube channel that is almost 100 subscribers, 110 subscribers away from 1,000. And that is my name, Jacob Hubbard. You can also find me on Twitter at Jacob_Hubby99, where all I do is tweet about, hey, go watch my videos. But for real, got a lot planned up for January because not much comes out. So I'm going to try to figure out something to do with some video reviews. But yeah, this was so much fun. And I enjoy doing this every time Zack invites me.
And I love having you on, buddy. Every movie coming out except for Scream and Morbius and all that jazz. Looking forward to all the rants. But Amanda, your turn.
Yeah, you guys can always find me over at AMXNDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd, and my YouTube, Candid Cinema, and obviously with Ryan said at the Suit Up Geeks. Just joined today, and we're gonna have fun with all my hot takes as per usual. I just have my my Harry Potter ranking that I just dropped on my YouTube channel, so go check that out, and you can check out my website, candidxcinema.com. I'm covering Sundance at the end of this month, so Team No Sleep. There. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sundance Film Festival reviews are going to start pouring in for those next Oscar contenders for sure.
I'm tired already.
Go check out all of that amazing content. Of course, those of you who've already subscribed, thank you all so much. If you haven't already, if you're watching the replay, smash that subscribe button. I am on my way to 1,000 subscribers myself, somehow, some way. A couple things you can expect. Yes, definitely we'll be talking about 5 Cream on the channel, otherwise known as Scream 5. Morbius, I will definitely Morbius I'll watch. Yeah, I'm not gonna like it, but yeah, you can expect a review for that. And I have announced this on a couple of videos already, but in the build up to a big April release, I will be discussing every single Harry Potter film in their entirety. I'll be doing reviews of Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets very, very soon. So a lot of exciting stuff. You guys
better be A or A pluses, Zach, or I'm coming for you.
Order the Phoenix gets
a minus or a B plus.
Order the Phoenix gets a D. But anyways,
no, not even close. Order the Phoenix.
Order of Phoenix is like a C minus C.
Okay.
Wow.
I'll bring it up a bit.
Order the Phoenix is okay.
Order the Phoenix. Order like my refund ticket.
Hot takes. That's why Spoiler City and these streams have hot takes only, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, thank you guys all so much for joining. Stay tuned for the next live stream with all these lovely faces once again. And yeah, thank you guys again so much. Stay tuned for the next one. Love the movie.